Welcome in, everyone, to the VESL Smash Ultimate Qualifiers. I'm Vodable. We got Sev here. He's all warm and cozy, and we are ready to get into some Smash Ultimate action. 240 Smash players all meeting throughout a bunch of different conferences. We got Charlotte, we got Greensboro, and Wilmington that are competing today to try and make it through the group stages into those state finals. But Sev, we've had some great action yesterday. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect from the high schoolers today.
Yes, and for the record, I live in Canada. It's cold here, so I'm very happy that I'm nice and cozy and warm. But like you mentioned, we did have a lot of Smash action last night. Partially, I'd say most of it generally was from a lot of players who were getting their hands on the game, really learning the competitive environment. We did see a few standouts. Baconator was one. We saw Soda, who did take a win, but then took a loss. A few competitive matches really started to show, and you could tell that there were a few people who really knew their character really well. I'm trying to remember the name of the Sheik that ended up, winning.
Go back and watch it tomorrow.
It was so well done, but that is the whole point. We have a big player pool of players here to compete. We're going to see a lot of experience levels throughout the course of this week until we start to ramp up towards the finals.
We got multiple streams going on as well, and we have that live quad stream, so everyone is getting streamed who is competing today, which I always love to see here at VESL. Everyone getting in on the action, having their little spot in the limelight, and getting to showcase their skills on how far that they can make it through those brackets. So some people are getting eliminated today. We'll just mainly be focusing on those who are advancing forward through the later stages of the competition. Our first matchup, though, that we have on the line is Punisher 1900 versus SSJ Piplup. Love these player names. Ardrikel from the one school and then North Mech for the other school, facing off against each other from the Charlotte region this time. And also in that same group, which we'll be seeing for this first block, Pika Mare from Myers Park. So a couple different schools, if you're a fan of those, will be competing in this first hour of competition, Seb.
Yes, and Punisher is actually one of the players who was really active in our chat yesterday. We'll see if he's able to back up any claims that he was making. He was being a good sport in chat, but I'm interested to see because he seemed like he was one of the players that was more familiar with the game, was a big fan of the game. So when you usually get a Twitch chatter, that it's not very often you get to see how they are actually in the server, especially if they're talking trash or something like that. So I'm very interested to see. Not as much in terms of SSJ Piplup in this case. It'll be interesting to see if they play Pokemon Trainer. I think that'd be kind of funny. But it will be interesting. But no, we're going to get Ridley and Terry. This is completely out of left field.
I love it. That's the greatest thing about having people that you might not expect in a competitive environment choose whatever character that they like. I mean, Ridley's been fun, but they have had a big weakness throughout the scene itself once they were introduced. Then, we always like the fighter characters that come into Smash Bros. Games.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, I'm from the Toronto area, so we have the best Terry in the world. And it is going to show SSJ Piplup able to get the F smash on Ridley and the punish to be able to hit the first stock here.
Always like to see some initiative from these players getting started out strong. And as we've seen as well with Terry, some of the recovery not as good as you would like. And there we go. First SD, unfortunately, on that one. They were hoping to get back to the stage, but they couldn't get there in time. And instead, Punisher will just be camping that ledge. Didn't really have to do too much. Hit it once, and then they can't really recover from it.
Yeah, I think Punisher in this case, though, with Ridley, especially playing a big character, able to do well at just maintaining that stage control and baiting out any attempts from Terry, just like that one, baiting out the dash, but still starting the rush down. Ridley doing a lot of dangerous stuff here against Terry, and Terry gonna have to move around.
Good percentage onto the Terry, making it that much easier, carrying them across the stage too with one of their signature moves, but now got to get a perfect block on that one too. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, the parry on that. Of course, Terry's still fully charged up, which could be incredibly dangerous and could deal basically a stock for Ridley here, just like that, but that'll only do 30, surprisingly.
Crazy to see that it's not going to be enough, but that will be enough there for Punisher, who was down pretty early into this first game of this best of three. Able to come back in such a stellar fashion. Again, having a heavier character means that you can take a lot more punishment themselves, and we've seen it. They haven't had to take too much punishment. They've been on the attacking end for the most part here.
Punishment.
I've been trying not to.
No, but I agree. Also, I do want to point out the opening stage pick too. Battlefield without top platform, definitely an interesting pick. One that I think probably benefits. I would probably say Ridley in a lot more ways, just because there's a bit more reach and usage for her moveset. Though Terry
Ooh.
just going to be able to delete off of the recovery read,
What?
but the back air from Ridley on the Angel platform. Terry, where are you stepping, my guy?
What a finish from Punisher. And that just goes to show that the stage presence that we are looking at, the difference between Punisher and SSJ Piplup on that one, really changed the difference between the start of that game and the end of it, where Terry was off the stage for the majority of it, couldn't really recover too well, was trying their best, fell the first time, and then that's exactly what the game plan was for that Ridley, to take them off the stage, make it difficult for them to get back on. They couldn't get their footing, and then that's what they need to focus on once they get into this next game.
Yeah, into this next game, I think a lot of it comes down to Terry trying to just deal with the spacing a little bit better, really, zoning out a lot more. If you ever watch a decent match from Riddles when he's using Terry, he's very meticulous in terms of his ground movement, going for the quick jab to open things up in terms of follow-ups, because Terry, the moment that he's able to open you up, you can go in, get the uppercut, and then just easily take a stock. It's very similar to kind of Kazuya in a way, where you're just sort of building up the damage very quickly until you just get an F smash or some sort of finishing move in that way. I
I
love
can
the
change the future, like
I can
it.
change the future, but we will see if SSJ Piplup can do that here.
Keeping with the same stage too, interesting. Sometimes you might want to change it up a little bit for a change of scenery, or just a little bit of a different background there, so that you can have a visual mental change as well for yourself and reset going into the next one. But you can see here as well, SSJ Piplup quickly into this one, 71% already onto this Ridley, liking the aggression that we didn't quite see since the start of that first game.
I'm finding it interesting, trying to open things up using air a little bit, but he's finding himself getting
Ooh.
punished, excuse me.
Both.
Yeah, he's about to get published right now, but no, the Nair just not
Wow.
opening things up, but that will, beautiful neutral beat.
Beautiful neutral B, as you mentioned. I'm liking the confidence that we were seeing from them too, and the recovery this time to spike them from the stage.
Wow.
And get the KO on that one too. The confidence is here from SSJ Piplup. The comeback we're expected to see after they started out so strong in that last game, and this is likely to go to 3 based on how these two are playing.
Yeah, Punisher, rare miss on the tech, but
Ooh.
not there. Calling him out on the platform. This is where the platform game can really benefit. Simple up tilt or up smash from Ridley can just do so much damage. Okay, command grab. Let's see what you can do to follow it up. Already air dodge is gone,
no.
and the recovery will not be there for Piplup.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. The second time we've seen that as well from this Terry player of Piplup, and it hasn't been enough for them to try and focus on staying grounded in the neutral zone as best as possible, because really has been taking up so much pressure there. Some good shielding too, but does get sent off the stage for a moment. Coming down to the wire between these two, because again, this is a best of 3. If Punisher gets this, it's all over. Piplup needs to come back to stay alive in the groups as best they can.
Yeah, Piplup using his jab to open things up. Not too many grabs,
Ooh.
though. That is where it can be so dangerous. Even if you are Terry, even if you don't have the best grab, you need to be able to use your grab at least on shield for an opening. Now, this is where it's dangerous. Ridley's up air is one of the hardest hitting in the game, and Terry is starting to build up this damage.
Waiting for their moment to strike as well. Punisher, good moves in the up air again, as you mentioned it. We saw a great start from SSJ Piplup. They got 2 stocks in a row, but they got overzealous. They tried to be fancy and put on the moves on the Punisher after the stage spike, and they just really couldn't do anything. As we saw, 3 stocks in a row on the comeback from Punisher. Punisher has the patience of a saint, is what we've noticed so far throughout this. So if you're going to be Pika Mare also in this group facing off against Punisher later on, you just got to be even more patient when it comes to these engagements.
Yeah, and I understand when it comes for Piplup, the main thing was I understand Terry's recovery isn't the best in the game. It's very apparent, but you got to mix it
Little
up.
Mac.
The amount, yeah, exactly. But the amount of times where Piplup was just getting completely red on the platform because he tried to recover on platform instead of ledge. He just got punished for it. And that was literally the last stock in that case.
Literally the player's name.
Yeah.
That's why they're called Punisher. At least we know now why they're called Punisher for that one. But still, great to see the performance there from Ridley with the way that Punisher was playing that Ridley. And I haven't really seen many Ridleys out there. So I'd like to see the change up. I'm curious what Pika Mare is going to have coming up next for us. But I believe we also, after that best of 3, have some words from the folks at the VESL headquarters. That is going to be, who is it going to be on our side of things? Charlie, there we go. Charlie and Starlord, who will be talking about some of the initiatives going on there. So take it over, Charlie and Starlord. We'll hear from you in just a little bit.
What's up? We're here, VESL HQ. What's up, Starlord?
Charlie, what have I gotten myself into here exactly?
Listen, it's me, you, Yoshi, Mario. What we're going to be doing is, and actually we've got producer Zach, also known as Pizza Time.
How's it going?
Zach is a bit of a connoisseur of cringe videos, from what I've heard. Oh, we're not going to call him cringe yet.
Video.
Yeah.
To millennials, it's cringe.
Right. No, and all seriousness, you guys, if you watched the stream last night, you watched some of the videos submitted from our VESL Content Network, which is hundreds of kids strong, and you got to see some of the montages, the memes, the different things that some of our content creators came up with, and we're going to keep doing that throughout the year here. So we're going to start out, me and you, Starlord. And for those who don't know Starlord is one of our executives here at VESL HQ. You do a lot of STEM-related stuff, a lot of our building out our new softwares. What else do you do?
Help with troubleshoot production issues.
True.
Everything that goes into this. Anything that involves a computer, I've probably touched it here.
Yeah. Exactly. And usually we're breaking things and Starlord is fixing them. So, producer Zach, can you fire up our first video?
Yes. So this one will be from Echo Venom, Lion, and Swift. It's a 3-person production.
A collab.
Yeah.
Ooh, Echo Venom. I remember.
Ark Survival Evolved, a game created on June 2nd, 2015 by a small group named Wildcard, is a game about a prehistoric world full of wild dinosaurs.
Wow,
Your
I feel
only
like I'm already
objective?
there.
Survive. With Ark being released on so many different platforms, such as Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and mobile, it's safe to say that the game would be a hit, right? This is the rise and fall of Ark.
Starlord, have you played this game?
With Studio Wildcard being a small studio with no games, they decided to make a game called Ark Survival Evolved. Within 1 week of the game's release, Ark peaked at 80,000 players. For a long time, Ark has been one of the most popular survival games to ever come out, rivaling games like Don't Starve, DayZ, and even Rust. This large success catapulted Studio Wildcard into larger successes, such as the studio's partnership with Snail Games. However, after 8 years, this success promptly and drastically changed. With the recent release of their new game, Ark Survival Ascended, on October 26th of 2023, the Ark community has split. One side of the community supports this decision, while the others are fighting for it to be resolved and changed. On Steam, the game is currently rated at 3 stars, a mixed rating. While some players have left positive reviews, many more have left negative reviews. Many negative reviewers are complaining about lag and the game constantly crashing. This is mainly due to the game practically requiring an RTX 3080 graphics card to run the game even somewhat smoothly. This is where the downfall of Ark begins. As another result from the release of Ark Survival Ascended, all of the Ark Survival Evolved servers were officially disabled. This is where another huge part of the community became upset. This decision essentially forced the game's dedicated fanbase to buy a whole new game for $40+ just to continue to play their favorite game. After Ascended's release and the disabling of Evolved servers, many players have just stopped playing Ark altogether. If Studio Wildcard and Snail Games don't respond to these negative reviews, the franchise of Ark might fall into obscurity. However, with another game called Ark 2 being in the works, a new hope glimmers for the Ark franchise.
That
is,
Vin Diesel
only
in
if
it.
the two studios get a grip of the situation. Will Ark have a comeback, or will it die out, just like many failed franchises before it?
Vin Diesel is actually a huge nerd.
Yeah.
Known fact.
Very well done video here.
Yeah.
And this is similar to the one that we watched about the Rocket League debacle with trading. I think a very similar vein. I guess you weren't here for that one, Starlord, but it's another like chill vibes, good informational video, got the point across. A little bit of a niche topic for sure, but I think it conveyed in a very neutral manner, conveyed the entire controversy without getting it.
Yeah, some of these games, even Bitcoin went through a split in their, their user base of who supported what decision. And I've seen that happen with a number of games before. And I got to tell you, this game looks awesome. I've actually never played it, but some of the gameplay footage, it all looks really incredible. But I got to say, in terms of like splitting their fan base, one of the worst ways you could split them is between people that have an RTX 3080 and people that don't. I mean, that's awful.
Yeah. So what happened is Ark Survival Evolved, a very popular survival game, was in Unreal Engine 4, and Ascended was moved to 5.
Yeah.
And so that essentially is where the big downfall came, because it's or if people know, Unreal Engine 5 is still pretty new, and so it's not like the best.
Well, this is actually a really good time to, although, yes, I understand that it's a little bit buggy at times, but a good time to tease. We're going to have some Unreal 5 training next spring in conjunction with our partners at UNC Greensboro. So now that they started to work out some of the bugs, maybe we can make our own version to make a much better version of Ark.
Oh, we'll make something way better. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it should be surviving running an esports league for 3,000 students. You're just dropped into the middle of a desolate office building, and 3,000 teenagers send you Discord pings.
Computers
the life
break
of
all the
Charlie.
times, and you have to like bang them with a hammer to fix them.
There you go.
Gang, send help. This is a cry for help. And in all seriousness, we got to see a little bit of Star-Lord. You weren't here for this. You were out probably doing very important work. But we did get to see some Smash action. Punisher, one of our players from Audrey Kell, pretty straightforward win in his first matchup. I know he's in a group with our champion from last year, who's Pika Mare, who went completely undefeated in Smash last year in Charlotte.
That's terrifying. You know what? I think for someone like that, we're gonna have to call in Dr. Smash Bros.
Dr. Smash Bros. I know we need to get him back in here. Guys, this is a guy he's a doctor. He's a medical doctor, and also like a huge
And probably has his doctorate in Smash Bros. As well.
So anyway, we're gonna have more Smash to watch. We're gonna have more student-created videos. Star-Lord, can you hang out with us for a little bit longer? Come chill
Absolutely.
here at VESL HQ. Producer Zach, can you stay with us for a little? Oh wait, yeah, that's your job. Yeah, producer
I'm
Zach
stuck
will be
here.
here as well. Guys, we'll be right back. We'll be hearing from Vod and Seb here just a little bit.
Welcome back to the VESL Smash Ultimate Qualifiers. I'm Vaudable, and we got Sebdot here in the booth again. We had some intense action in that first best of 3 between Punisher and SSJ Piplup. And speaking of SSJ Piplup, they got a chance at redemption here against Picamare, excuse me, as they were the VESL champion last year, apparently, according to our experts on the couch, as we heard before. But this time, we get to see a Sephiroth versus Terry. Oh no, the villain arc is starting.
Well, now I'm kind of curious. No, okay, so in this case, Piplup is still playing Terry. Would I tell you that this is a matchup that I think could actually go better for Terry? I think actually Terry wins this one in the day-to-day, but Sephiroth, you know, is all in how you use it, especially if you're winning neutral like Terry is right now.
Beautiful looks as well from SSJ Piplup. This is a strong bracket that we have out of Charlotte, and with the way that all 3 players have performed so far, and Picamare being that returning champion, with SSJ Piplup doing as well as he is, with the grab, setting him off the side, I mean, the competition is just going to keep improving here, Seb.
Yeah, Sephiroth is trying to find his spacing right now in the neutral, especially trying to get the opening with the back airs, which is going decently enough, but Terry is doing a good job at avoiding it, spacing out, and opening things up with nairs and jabs. Now he's fully charged, though Sephiroth, that can be dangerous, as Sephiroth will tie things up.
Just blowing away the competition as Sephiroth does it best. Not really having to worry too much, not looking behind him, but he kind of has to, as already at 66%. Dangerous position, but those platforms, they have been dangerous for Piplup so far in this group stage that we've seen. Not the best positioning, and now off the stage, barely able to recover here, but they do get back in time with perfect timing.
So, Picamare, in this case, doing a good job at just edge guarding and holding down and frame trapping as much as he can now. Piplup will have to take another stock, and at this point, Picamare barely took any damage at all, and that is where Sephiroth can really excel, is just controlling the pace of the match. He's so big. He's the dude with the biggest sword. Therefore, he has the most reach.
All the reach in the world, all of the edge guarding mechanics that you can use too, as we were looking at, especially with this Terry character that we were mentioning before, difficult for recovery. And speaking of, not going to be able to recover that time, Picamare, we questioned things at first, but then they said, no worries, as the Myers Park player is going to be here showing up strong in game number 1.
I do want to point out, Piplup actually played that pretty well. For like the first like stock and a half, maybe? It was actually decent. And of course, Piplup did get the opener, but I mean, Picamare, the moment that, you know, they were able to get warmed up, the moment that they figured out kind of where to play the spacing against Terry, who can be such a agile, quick, and hard-hitting character. If Terry isn't in the position where he's able to control the pace of the match, everything just falls apart.
And that's exactly what we saw happen there. We saw it happen in the last series as well against Punisher, where Piplup was able to get 2 stocks in a row to start things off in that second game, but then couldn't keep things aware enough in the neutral zone, keep themselves grounded. They were going all over the place, and eventually the one place that they went that they didn't want to go, off the stage, and it was too late from then on out. And that seems to be the case that we've been witnessing so far from Piplup. Once they're off the stage, they don't really have much of a chance, especially against the returning champ in Picamare. So now, seeing how things adjust in this second game, that's going to be the big question. Do they change the map? I mean, we haven't had a map change happen so far. Maybe this is the time that we do see it happen, Seb.
Yeah, Stadium, I think in this case, honestly, it's one of the ones where I think Stadium, because typically Stadium has a lower roof, right? And Terry can kill off the top a lot more. But any movement or any stage change that I think could go in Terry's way also kind of goes Sephiroth's way.
Exactly.
They both kill very similarly. But if anything, you want one that can maybe help you with your recovery a little bit. We did see Picamare control the edge guarding situation a lot more. Sephiroth is very good at edge guard frame traps, and it's very difficult to play around it, especially when you're Terry and you have a very mediocre recovery. And that's where just the pace of play and controlling that center stage is so important for Terry compared to other characters, especially at the top levels. So Picamare knows how to play his character well and will probably be able to play around the stage pick, but we are taking a bit longer of a break, so maybe we'll see a change. And we will. We're actually going to go to Richter. I don't hate this. I think if you can just
different stage.
Yeah, if you can play typical noob stuff with Richter, this could actually work out in his favor.
It'll be questionable. I mean, using the holy water and everything to try and zone out the Sephiroth, which, you know, a lot of different traps that you can do with the Richter on this. But again, speaking of that recovery, Richter's recovery, I think, is worse than Terry, from what we've seen, but both of them falling off this time. And, they had this.
Sephiroth made it back, but Richter's recovery is very poor. In this case, no, I definitely understand what Piplup is trying to do. The main problem is that Richter can be very slow with a lot of his projectiles, which makes it very difficult. And especially when you're going against Sephiroth, where he's just going to bully you in every single part of the stage, you don't have too much room to move around and or pull out anything.
Maybe that's why having that like top platform just for some coverage too, so that once Richter is still in that neutral zone, they have some more room to work with. But again, on this recovery, you saw it there. Picamare went all the way down and was still able to get a recovery off after making sure that the Richter couldn't recover themselves. And here we see it go again. I mean, Piplup, it makes sense. You're in your second game out of the 2 that we see on stream for them. You want to make sure you can do everything that you can to stay alive in the group stages. But right now, it's a desperate situation. Picamare, the returning champ, is just having a good time, taunting them a little bit. We see the taunt come out as well from Piplup. I respect it, but still, difficult situation to find yourself in against the returning champ.
God, I hate Sephiroth, man. Did you see that up air? Yeah, he just threw it. He's like, this was a poor pick. Not the smartest to do, especially against Picamare and Sephiroth. I mean, dude, Picamare literally threw an up air at ledge and it hit him.
No.
Up air, and it hit him downwards. So Sephiroth, he's a fun character. He can be a very fun character.
Fun.
The thing is, he's not incredibly top tier. There's a reason why Steve is banned. There's a reason why the likes of Game Watch is so good. Is because, you know, some have better reach and some characters are just better. But Picamare was playing Sephiroth very well in that case.
I feel like anyone who is in this tournament watching these matches, you need to practice against Sephiroth, and then that is what you need to do going forward into the main events. I mean, looking at the way Picamare was here.
Against Steve, which is the best part. You don't have to practice against Steve.
I'm glad that decision was banned. I wasn't quite sure if they banned Steve or not. I know there's been some, you know, controversy here and there if people should or people shouldn't, but I like the decision personally. But again, we do have our lovely folks at the VESL headquarters again. That is Charlie and Star-Lord to break down some more clips, some images, and other fun stuff. So take it away, gentlemen.
Yeah, we over here, and yeah, we did make the decision to ban Steve. We're here. I'm Charlie at Star-Lord. We've got producer Zach on the mic as well. And, you know, it was just because we watched one too many match where people were just putting people into the minecart and sending them off the edge. There's just only so much you could take with Steve there. But, hey, Starlord, what did you think of that? That was a pretty dominant performance by Picamare.
Yeah, I'm a little scared, honestly. I was playing Smash Bros. Earlier, and feel like I could kind of hold my own, but probably not against somebody like that.
Yeah, if I see a Sephiroth walk into this office, I'm heading out. It's my nightmares at this point. I've watched a lot of people get dispatched by it. Producer Zach, any thoughts?
Honestly, I've seen Picamare since last season, and I just, like, if I were in a lobby with them, I think I would get 2-0'd almost immediately. I think I'd be sent home in about 2 minutes. So,
his opponent only made it a minute and 26 seconds. So
I meant like 2 minutes in both 1 minute each game. Yeah, I'd be done for.
Also, by the way, for those watching at home, producer Zach does not have a body.
No.
So don't worry about that. He's just a voice.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was Kermit the Frog.
Actually, it's Yoshi. That's the disembodied voice. But anyway, we've got some more videos to watch from the VESL Content Network.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get that queued up, though, we were talking during the match about Pokemon a little bit, in Pokemon, the trading card game. So I wanted to take you guys back in time a little bit. This is going to be a hashtag boomer moment. So the year was 1996. And I got first introduced to Pokemon, the trading card game. Me and all of my buddies, all at the same time, elementary school. Mm-hmm. And it took us 100% storm. Everyone was buying blister packs. And then one day, Nathan got
You remember his name?
Holographic Charizard.
Oh,
and the entire neighborhood lost its you-know-what. So everyone's trying to make trades. People are offering their entire decks for this Charizard. Nathan just ruled that town or that neighborhood with an iron fist because he wouldn't trade it. And then my buddy John from next door, he finally had it so bad that he told Nathan that he would be his slave for a year in exchange for that Charizard.
My God.
Unfortunately for me, that news got back to my parents that someone had offered to be someone's physical slave for a year, and so we got banned from Pokemon, and I had to give all my cards to Jessica, who did not deserve them. So that's my sad Pokemon
Holographic Charizard.
holographic Charizard. Yeah, that was the holy grail. Because
That should have been your Discord handle, honestly.
hello everyone, this is holographic Charizard.
I mean,
It's a mouthful.
You know, it's not terrible.
I'll go with God King.
Yeah.
It's fine with me. It's pretty similar level. But anyway, so kids, don't get addicted to Pokemon trading cards. Do not offer to be anyone's slave. Do create content for the VESL Content Network. Producer Zach, take us away.
All right. So first up, I actually want to. These aren't videos. These are drawings made
nice.
by L2 Valid, and honestly, they are pretty valid. So
This is hand drawn.
or
or digital?
I don't know. I would assume digital, but I don't know like 100% for certain.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's really good, actually.
And then we have
Nice,
this
L2.
one over here.
Okay. Someone's gonna need to explain to me who all these characters are.
They might not even be characters. They might just be
Figments of the imagination.
Yeah, they might just
Okay.
be full-on OCs. But
That's
those,
a lot of talent. Look at the detail in the eyes,
yeah.
reflections.
Yeah, absolutely. Is this an art student?
I don't know.
L2, listen. If you haven't already started doing work for us, hit us up.
Yeah, honestly. And then we will go into a montage that was added pretty last minute. I believe it is Rocket League, but it's from apparently Horizon.
Apparently Horizon, Myers Park's finest.
Team Fade. This filter is giving 2013 edit vibes. In a good way. In a good way.
2013, were you even alive back then, Zach?
Just a little bit.
I remember 2013.
Yeah, the world was supposed to end the year before that.
Yeah.
too, So nobody really planned.
And that's why we had all of these really vibey montages that we do. We're just like living on borrowed or house money. You know what I'm saying? But this is not very stylized, very atmospheric. Reminds me of some of this. I feel like apparently might have gone through the Gemini school of montages.
I can see that. Yeah.
Gemini, who is our awesome content creator and leader of the merry band of content, the Content Network, has done many a Rocket League montage for us.
Oh, yeah. He is a pro at it. Oh, it ended earlier than I was expecting.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like the abrupt ending.
Yeah, it is
Very
just,
modern,
it is,
very
I
very
know,
abstract.
It's no warnings.
You just
warnings.
one moment you're just like chill vibes, just me and Yoshi just on the couch, and all of a sudden back to reality.
Yeah. It's I'm gonna make a reference that I don't think either you or Malcolm is gonna get, but
thanks.
maybe
Yeah,
some of the
what?
audiences. But this is giving me the same vibe as the whistling Josh Hutcherson meme that's going around right now. I don't know if anyone
Is
who's
that a
watching
Five Nights
knows.
at Freddy's
It's
reference?
it's the
Oh,
actor
dang
who
it,
was in
I
Five
tried.
Nights at Freddy's, but it's like
I get a point for that.
You get a point for that. You get a point for that. But it's a resurgence of like a 2013-ish montage back when he was popular from Hunger Games.
Yeah, because he was PETA.
Yep. And so there's a meme going around it's almost like a new Rickroll. It's
There
It's
could
just
never
not
be
good.
a new Rickroll.
it's getting there. It's definitely not on the same
No,
level.
no,
but like
no.
it's
Producer
a modern
Zach,
one.
describe the meme to us. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh
I'm just
God.
kidding, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
God.
By the way, thanks. That reminds me. Just tangentially, since we talked about Five Nights at Freddy's, Starlo, do you know about this phenomenon? Did you play the game?
I did not play the game. However, I've definitely seen it, and I've been
The game or the
listening to
movie?
a soundtrack. The game.
Okay.
Seen the game, not the movie.
Movie's
I know
very
some
good.
people don't like to be considered FNAFers, but as far as I'm concerned, if you went to see,
Shout out, Plazy.
if you went to see the movie at midnight,
You're a FNAFer.
Yep.
Confirmed. Status confirmed. We should do it'd be fun to do a FNAF movie night here at the HQ.
we
or
definitely
other
should.
movie
Oh,
nights
yeah.
in general.
I'm a big fan of their of the 8-bit big band rendition of the song as well, though. If you don't know 8-bit big band, look them up on Spotify.
Yes.
I love them.
Star-Lord likes to play their music while we're on his sailboat in the summer
Accurate.
as we're doing dicey maneuvers on Lake Norman. Do we have our Vod and Seb back? Are they listening to us right now?
They are listening to us.
Because I'm interested, guys, in your thoughts of FNAF
Here, let's
on FNAF.
I don't know if it'll bring
Oh.
them in. Hold on.
I played the first game, and then I didn't realize that there were multiple games, and never played the other ones. But I saw people making content on it throughout high school and stuff, and then after that, I never really got into it. But it's cool.
I played the first one. I can't say I beat it. I shut off my monitor because I was scared.
It is a fun game.
Yeah,
You know?
but
it's
no-
crazy. I could play through all the way through like Amnesia or like Penumbra back in the day, but I couldn't touch
Really?
Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm actually a
Didn't have
little
the
worried
skill.
about watching the movie, if I'm going to be honest.
I still
well,
need to watch it too. I've heard it's good.
this will show how like clueless I am. I just was like, I saw everyone making all these references, and I'm like, I don't understand. This looks like, just
Same.
like
I
a
didn't understand any
mid
of those.
horror movie. I'm like, why is everyone obsessed with this? And then I was informed. So that's on me. That's on me.
Phenomena.
It's a
Apparently, there's a thing called the
FNAF-a-mon.
Bite of 87. That's all I've seen on TikTok. So
Yeah, the Bite
know
of
what that
87 is definitely a big part of it, I guess. Not the movie, but it's a meme nowadays.
Oh gosh. Well,
Yeah.
guys, we got some more Smash, don't we?
I
We
believe
do.
so, yeah.
We do.
640. I guess it's going to be match number 3, so that means it's elimination, or all these players are going to be facing off of their third matches. So, anyway, what do you guys think about what we got coming up?
this is
We
like the
got
winner
Picamare
matchup.
versus
Yeah.
Punisher. That should be a good matchup. If Punisher's still playing Ridley, I don't know how that's gonna go. Sephiroth versus Ridley.
Sephiroth should win that one, is my guess. I mean, Picamare, like the way that they were playing in that last one, and Piplup didn't look bad in the first matchup either. So Picamare, I mean, there's a reason they were the returning champion. They're the ones to look out for so far, at least from what we've seen today. So this is going to be like a good litmus test, I'd say, for Picamare to see how strong they are against some of the top competition out there.
Yeah, and
Well
I will
seeded.
say I know from the server that Picamare and Punisher play friendlies all the time. So,
Okay,
Oh,
there we go.
nice. Yeah.
But you guys enjoy it.
Good friend.
We're going to send off to you because we're not the Smash experts. Have fun.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, this is going to be an interesting matchup, as we were talking about there, Seb. I mean, seeing the Sephiroth versus the Ridley, definitely favored for Sephiroth here. I mean, Ridley's not really a top-tier character, but, we've seen
really.
Punisher in the chat. They've been hyping themselves up, trying to go for different techs here and there. You talked about the up smash being very powerful there, too, for the Ridley, and I'm just curious on what stage we're going to start on this time, too, if that's going to make too much of a difference between these two. But as you can see, Picamare on the left, Punisher on the right. Ardrikel facing off against Myers Park, and we are going to Pokemon Stadium. Let's go.
Yeah, both of these characters will be able to kill off the top pretty early, depending on how it is, but so much of this is going to be based off neutral openings. If Ridley can get a neutral opening, they can juggle with up air, but Sephiroth is just so good at just spacing out and finding proper openings himself, getting the nairs, getting the back airs, so much of his kit. It's why he's actually very similar to Cloud in a lot of ways, where it's just so speedy. But I don't know. I believe in Punisher, he will be able to build up some percentage, but it's not off to a good start right now.
Unfortunate start for them for sure, especially based on what we saw before, even with them being a heavy character and being able to get back onto the stage for a second, but didn't really last for too long. Picamare, only 17%. Talk about that neutral zone, and that's exactly what Picamare has been dominating this entire game. And with the long reach of that sword, there's really not much area that you can hide from them.
Yeah, especially again, there's so many pieces of Sephiroth's kit, which to most generally basic or big characters like Ridley can just be so damaging, whether it's side B, whether it's back air, forward air, up air. Like, so much of his kit just hits so hard in comparison. However, Ridley does have some pieces himself, good edge guarding tools, good punishing tools in the event that Sephiroth misses, but you got to be able to play around the shield and be able to open up effectively, and that is not a good way to do it.
Oh, so unfortunate there, but there is still more percent being taken on the Picamare, and we did see only a single stock taken against them so far. So really the big question here is, can Punisher take 2 stocks at least throughout this best of 3 against them? Where there almost goes one. Nice DI there, so plenty of recovery here for Picamare, getting back onto the ledge, and also making sure to take note of any edge guarding capabilities that Punisher might have had on that moment, but still waiting for their time, trying to go for a spike, and I like the heads-up play.
Yeah, Ridley, though, very much having to play to their max range and juke out. That is a good one, too. The Ridley side B is actually very interesting that way, and it sort of baits a reaction early, just by going and doing that little floaty thing before the side. But I have a feeling Sephiroth there probably have done it with the thinking I probably downloaded that, and I'm probably not going to get hit by that.
Fortunate to say the least, but I'm liking also the options we're seeing from Punisher to try and get back on the ledge. I mean, we're seeing them dash towards ledge, using those fireballs as well to get there too, then just dragging them along the stage to try and follow up afterwards. Seeing if they can guard them too, just with the tail spike as well. And that's going to be a nice finish there for Punisher. Coming back strong, but still having to worry a little bit because one good combo from Picamare, and that's all it's going to take.
Oh, that's it. Yep. Yeah, dude, Sephiroth's F-tilt is so underrated. Has so much reach and damage, and especially on Pokemon Stadium, which is relatively small, it can do so much damage. So that one went Picamare's way, but I really like what Punisher was doing in that last half, trying to, get some pokes in with some down tilts and some F tilts and whatnot, just to just do something in neutral to get an opening. Just poke through shield if they can. But at the end of the day, Picamare was far too ahead at that point. No matter what they could do, Punisher couldn't do much.
I think the big thing here too, Seb, was that it took too long for Punisher to really get a stock against Picamare. So the time that we saw them, they were at 100% for the majority of the chances they had to try and take down Picamare, and they had to basically 3-stock them to take them down. They almost did it, but again, as soon as they got back, they had their full percentage. They didn't really have much to worry about, and then Punisher was off the stage. That was all said and done at that point in time. So swapping up a little bit here and there. Punisher, if they can get a stock early, then this will be a whole different ballgame for them.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get to see Punisher use a bit more of the platform advantage if they can force Sephiroth to a disadvantageous position in neutral and force him onto that top stage, because nothing that Sephiroth can do can really match Ridley in terms of platform punishment. So we will see Ridley trying to track Sephiroth in neutral.
Nice.
Good parry, opening, neutral air. Let's see if he can finish it off, but that's a great counter from Picamare.
Not much Punisher could have done after that too, unfortunately for them. Good timing on the recovery, but speaking of that, I mean, the edge guard has been perfection from Picamare.
Oh, Ridley, not totally out of it. Trying to enact some edge guarding of their own. Going for the command grab. Now you need to finish things off. Going to go for the neutral B fireball. He's going to try and just force Sephiroth into a bad position. Going to hit him with the down tilt, and that'll be it. Or F tilt.
Either way, there's still a close game between these two. Much closer than the last one as well. Even though it did go down to the last stock, it was 0% to 100. And as we saw, the F tilt was all that was needed for Picamare to get the finish and get that first game win. In this best of 3, it's going to matter so much based on how far they can make it through the bracket between these two. I mean, Picamare has already been doing so well throughout the competition. Punisher looked really good, but they also want to prove themselves. I mean, we heard it from the booth from Charlie and Star-Lord that these two have been playing friendlies against each other, so they kind of know what to expect against the competition that's out there, but also especially in this matchup. Oh no. Setting up for success on this one, waiting for the time to strike.
Wow,
that's unfortunate.
That's so BM. Picamare, what are you doing? I don't care if he's your friend, just go and end it. Come on, don't waste our time.
Yikes. That's all I got to say on that one. Yikes. Well, there they go. Sent them away, and now just one stock away for Punisher to be 2-0'd. Picomare is just having fun off the stage at this point, too. Trying to see if they can bait them out for a finishing move. Gets them away. Now going to send them towards the stage again. But the spike from Punisher, punishing them again. We've seen that. That's the second time we've seen a spike.
Yeah.
First in the first series, now in this one.
Our CERN.
Oh, no.
Wow.
The shield break again. And this time they're going for the style points finish. They didn't get it last time. They are going to get it this time. Put on a show, to say the least. And Picomare, I mean, villain energy. As I said, going into this matchup, when we first saw them playing Sephiroth, that's exactly what they have accomplished today.
Okay, it's one thing if you get your shield taken out once.
Yeah, the second time, though.
The first time, okay, it can happen. It's rare, but it can happen. The second time, no. That is entirely on you and your tendencies. So at the end of the day, Picomare did a very good job at just recognizing that, knowing when to put down the hammer on the shield, because Ridley was playing pretty defensive. So we'll see. I don't know. I think it's been pretty interesting.
It was an interesting matchup, to say the least. I mean, solid effort from Punisher, but Picomare, I mean, we saw exactly what we expected from a returning champ. Confidence, even when they were down, they were not out. They were having fun, messing around, trying to bait for a fancy finish, and that's exactly what we got at the end there. Big boom there, but still, nonetheless, we do have the folks back at home, which is Charlie and Star-Lord. I'll remember the names eventually. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. Great with faces. Let's take a look at their faces one more time.
What's up, guys? Thank you so much. Star-Lord, we're live.
Oh my gosh, sorry. I was drawing a picture of an esports director getting dropped into running an esports tournament with 3,000 kids, just like you had described.
The beginnings of our Unreal Engine survival game.
This is going to be kind of the promo teaser pick for it.
We'll
We'll show it on stream.
Can't wait. Well, I think we there it is.
Would you say
Wait,
that's
that is
accurate?
actually me, except for I don't have a fancy name tag.
Would you say that's an accurate description of what it's like to run an esports league?
Yeah, that is an accurate rendition of VESL HQ.
We actually have two more.
We should
just like that.
We should see if we can get Risk in here, because I'm pretty sure this is exactly what esports director Risk looks like at pretty much all times. Actually, the person actually looks a lot like esports director Brady, if I'm going to be honest. And Brady looks like every painting of Jesus that's ever been made as well. So, not that those are accurate paintings, unfortunately, but he does look a lot like that. Wait, we have more. We have more possible images.
Go ahead and show the next two.
Let me get those readied up.
Yeah, I think that's like kind of the final boss when you have to fight all 3,000 like Smash players, and all of them have like all of them have they all need Nintendo Online, and all of them have at least one broken controller, which we love being able to fix here at VESL.
And maybe they don't even have a Nintendo Switch or.
Right, which is, in all seriousness, we're starting a program to help schools put together gaming labs. We're joking about this, but we actually really is our pleasure, like helping kids get the money to buy games, upgrade their controllers, all that types of stuff. We're joking about it, but y'all do kill me, and you know who you are.
And PCs. We've given away a number of PCs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Co's going to be on stream next week to talk about the crazy STEM giveaway that we have planned for this year. But you guys know who you are, the people out there that messaged me 5 minutes before your match. It's that guy with the who's chasing me. It's either the Pikachu or that's the guy that's chasing the esports director in the middle, who say, "Oh wait, I haven't downloaded the game yet, bruh." Killing me every time. But anyway,
the thing about this one is I said Pikachu is breathing fire, but I guess he's just happy instead.
Yeah, maybe Pikachu already breathed the fire. That's hence the
Although it's also not Pikachu. It's a generic yellow cartoon.
10-4, obviously, for licensing reasons.
Yep.
That one gives me more. That one looks more like Tark. I would say.
That does look like Overlord a little bit there.
It's getting pretty dark. I mean, those are. Like,
oh, look, it even says Vessel in there. Did you see that on the?
Yeah.
Nice work. Okay.
That's
Good.
actually not a bad logo. Oh, with the V behind it as well.
Yeah, man. We
Oh.
should just steal these ideas. All right, good stuff. Well, we're gonna we got a little bit of a break until the 7 p.m. games start. So we'll be here though with stories from Charlie's childhood. Producer Zach's, although maybe also Professor Zach's critiques of videos, and generally confused millennials trying to figure out what Gen Zers are talking about. We'll be back with all of that starting at 7 o'clock.
Welcome back to the VESL Smash Ultimate Qualifiers, and we have a very special matchup, I guess you could say, to show you all here. I'm Vaudable, we got Seb, but we also have Charlie and Risk facing off against each other, I believe, playing a friendly matchup of some Smash Ultimate while we are getting some players into the lobbies. So, gentlemen, I believe we have that right ready for you all to take a look. Oh, these two are going to fare
it's
against
us.
each other. No, it's not. It's Charlie and Starlord. Never mind.
Star-Lord. Wow, Vaudable.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Wow.
Risk.
Yeah, so guys, while we're waiting for some technical difficulties from one of the players, we have our own staff Smash tournament. And in one corner, you've got the esports director, boss of everyone, apparently best gamer in the office, Risk Gaming himself against like Joe from the operations team. Is that right?
Yeah, it was let's just say it was a rough match.
Yeah, I bet it. That's really brave of
Haven't-
Joe to
haven't
play an
touched-
esports director.
Have it not touched Smash?
Who's who here,
Yes.
Risk? And then we'll let the casters guess.
Lucario.
Okay, Lucario. Oh, immediate SD. But Seb, give us some commentary here.
Yeah, I mean, SD, an interesting move to start out the gate, really
Dude.
showing dominance against your opponents so that they know that you mean business.
Yeah, I think if you SD early, it's just showing that, yeah, I don't need all 3 of my stocks to beat you. In fact, I only
Those
need one
recovery
stock
skills,
to beat
though.
you. Kirby looks like he's trying the Smash 64 strat. So trying to just do everything they can to really just get the suck on the Lucario.
That's what you
Listen,
like to see. You know, I'm a fan of Kirby. I'm wearing a Kirby shirt today. I expected some Kirby performances to
Wearing
come out,
actually a Kirby
and
shirt?
I am actually wearing a Kirby shirt.
That's
So,
so
I mean,
cool.
it was written in the stars that this matchup would happen.
Yes, and for those watching at home, Kirby is the man, the myth, the legend known as J-Ops, Joe from Ops.
Joe from
not an
Ops,
esports
love it.
player. Against our esports director, who was playing as Lucario. Who, by the way, congratulations, you got a stock off of him.
Yeah.
Really?
Lucario's flying. Actually Kirby SD'd, but
you got to keep him humble. That's what you got to do,
In
Seb.
fact, I'm also kind of surprised how Kirby SDs because they have 6 jumps
Yeah, there's
plus
so
an insane
many
recovery.
jumps.
So
They weren't prepared for it. You know, they wanted to respect
Oh!
it, and they didn't give any respect
Wait,
there
huh?
to Risk, unfortunately. Jay from Ops with an insane... I don't know how they did that, but they did
I
it.
think the Kirby's downbeat and somehow the hitbox went. Oh, that's
Yeah, I don't really know how he took that stock off me at the end.
Yeah, let's go to immediate analysis. Risk, what went wrong there?
Everything went wrong. What couldn't have went wrong there? Never played Lucario. Barely touched Smash.
So let's
and it
walk
was
me through that character pick then, if you've never played
I
him.
randomed.
Oh, yeah, that's always a fun strat. I do that too because I'm not good enough at the game, and then it's my excuse that I play random.
It wasn't my idea, and it was Joe from League
Joe.
Ops.
Joe from Ops. Okay.
Joe from Ops.
What do you think you could have done better?
Picked a character that I knew the buttons.
Knew the buttons. Good
Lucario's
start.
kind of like hard if you don't know the buttons.
yeah. The
The
thing is,
first-
Lucario is actually a very
I
difficult
jumped
character.
because I didn't know which button was jump.
Oh no!
Sorry,
Oh,
Charlie.
no.
You said he's the gamer.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, I never said Nintendo. There's,
Ah.
Okay. That's
there's
fair.
2 separations there.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
more like a shooter gamer, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're good at games like Rocket League, right?
No.
Oh, you're not good at Rocket League either.
I'm okay. I'm like,
We all
Diamond 3.
everyone in the office enjoys just absolutely destroying Risk in various games. Even I do.
oh, really?
I think
I
this is something we need to
I
see.
think we need a match.
Yeah.
Maybe
Money
maybe
match?
at LAN.
Oh, at LAN on stage under the lights.
There we go.
I think
Absolutely.
that's the idea.
Absolutely. You name the game.
Give them months
can
to
do a
train, you know,
random
get
game.
ready for it.
We'll
gotta
have a
walk out in
wheel.
those.
Oh,
weight
let's
do
do
a random
a big
game.
wheel,
Yeah.
and we just spin the
Yeah.
wheel. We play the game.
Yeah.
That would be so horrible to
You
watch.
guys gotta walk out.
Charlie
in the
versus
robes with
Risk
the
and Fall
gloves.
Guys. Right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Fall Guys. That's a good idea.
Fall Guys.
Ooh,
We
that'd
could
be a
do
fun one.
Fall Guys. I've never played Fall
What about
Guys. so
Stumble
it's-
Guys?
Surprisingly, yeah, I've never played Fall Guys.
Really?
Okay. Well, that makes
How?
2 of us.
I don't know. I just
It's not too
You know,
hard.
it-
So
Fall Guys peaked really fast, and I was like, I've seen it, I've watched it, Have never played it.
Sebin, what are you playing these days?
Oh man, I've been playing a lot of the new Call of Duty, doing the best that I can there. And then I've been also playing some other games here. Excuse my girlfriend in the background. Sorry. It's okay. We just got some food. But yeah, I've been playing new Call of Duty. I want to try Lethal Company because I've heard that's really
It's
good.
so
We're going to
good.
get a
It's
bunch of
so
friends together and
good.
play that this weekend.
I
It's
want
such
to.
My
a good
girlfriend's been
game.
trying to get me to play Lethal Company, and I probably
Oh,
will
okay.
after this broadcast. But
a lot
I
of fun.
obviously play a lot of Rocket League because I hate my life.
Fair.
Well,
Yeah,
That's
since
very fair.
We have scintillating Smash footage here as it looks like one of our players continues to have
We
technical
still have
issues.
one more match.
Vod, what's for
We
dinner?
do. So I got this place near me called the Orient, and I get salmon teriyaki and vegetable spring rolls.
Oh.
And then my girlfriend usually gets the chicken teriyaki, but she got salmon this time, and hot and sour soup. So it's like so good.
I
My
do
girlfriend just
believe that
finished
we
up some
still have
chicken
one
burgers.
more staff match.
Oh, do we?
Is
Yeah.
this immediate? It was all sent to me in one big lump, so I don't know exactly.
was
Is it immediately
immediate-
after?
Immediately after.
Live television, everybody.
And again, it was me versus one of our coaches.
Ooh,
Were you able
okay.
to? Were you able to pick your character this time?
I was.
Okay.
I chose Kirby.
Oh, you chose Kirby. Okay.
There we go. See the Kirby shirt. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
We're getting all the
You're
Kirby
wearing the
action
Kirby
because I'm wearing
energy.
it.
All right, let's see it.
Oh
Kirby
no,
versus Ness.
against
Uh-oh.
Ness. Oh well, you know what? Actually, this stage kind of mitigates Ness a bit. You're not going to get annoying Ness shenanigans.
PK fire.
Which coach were you
Gotta
facing?
love the Ness.
it
Shout out
was
to Shope,
Quasi.
a fellow Smash commentator in Georgia too. Loves to play Ness. Or I think technically Lucas is their favorite character, the other skin for Ness. But nonetheless, Ness representation always nice to see.
Bonk.
Still, this was a rough game.
Hey, no spoilers. I thought you were gonna win this one, Race.
Hey, I never
How
said
dare you
that
spoil us.
I win or lost. I don't know.
Look at you knowing how to jump.
Well,
I finally
it's-
learned, and I was like, man,
it's
Risk
a
is
lot
like,
harder
I
to
jump
SB in
down.
this one. So, you know that's.
Oh,
a
down
plus.
B. Oh, almost. Ooh.
Oh,
Almost got
bonk.
There we go.
Really
Alright.
showing the Kirby mechanics, down B, doing everything possible, all the damage.
Nice.
Like to see it.
missing
the up B to the
all
fullest.
The hammers.
All right, PK fire.
I don't know,
Oh,
maybe
there's
some
another one.
students can teach me how to play Smash properly.
We've got that Teach Risk How to Game channel. I think you should have them take you under your wing.
Yeah, I did ask them the other day why Steve is banned.
That's like opening just so many doors you don't want to open as to why he's banned.
Why Steve is banned?
Why Steve is banned.
Yes, is the reason why. That is why.
Yes. Like, did you ever play Brawl?
Oh man, Brawl was interesting.
So if you
I
ever,
like the
if you-
graphics of Brawl.
If you ever played Brawl, then you'd know that Brawl had Meta Knight, which was unbelievably broken. That was also banned.
Oh yeah,
And
gotta love
basically
Meta
the
Knight.
same reason. Oh, you even okay? All right, so you got its abilities now.
There we
Does
go.
he know
Use
that he has
them.
abilities? No.
No, I
Not
think at this
really.
point he just thinks,
No.
"Wow, I got a cool
A
cap."
cool hat. Yeah.
Why did my skin
Oh.
change?
Okay, at this point, I'm wondering if we'll get.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
We finally got someone to get a stock. There we go.
Wow, it
Kirby
took
chants in
long
the
enough.
background. Showing
So
the
that's
skills.
man.
Risk. If you could pick
Love that
one
sword.
character in the cast, at this point, who would you pick to play or to main? I should say.
Ooh, Link.
Link.
Link's fun. Which Link though? Because there's like 4 or
There's
something. I think it's
4?
3 technically.
There's Young and Toon.
Young Toon and normal.
Young
Link.
2 Link, yeah,
And adult Link.
and adult Link, yeah.
Is there a difference between all three?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah. Some more floaty based on their like projectiles too. They do different things. There's like the adult Link has like the time bomb, I think it is.
Oh,
in, like the newer games.
No, it's like detonatable blob. Like you can
Yeah,
throw it and then detonate it at a later point.
yeah, that's it. forget the official term. I haven't played the new Zelda game in a while, but pretty good so far.
This is the type of gameplay you get from players that play CS:GO and Valorant.
I kind of want to
It's
know
not
if
the
we're going to
worst.
get a timeout.
Oh yeah, if you run out of time
There's
between
a
these two,
chance we
I
might
could
get
see
a
it
timeout.
happening. Yeah, especially on this stage.
Pizza
Haven't really
time.
been going
Can you
towards
let
the
us
edge.
know
Got the hat back.
how long is the VOD? That might actually let us know if we get a timeout.
Well, no. So I was sent it in a lump sum. So there's not only just Risk playing against both Joe and Plazy, but also a bunch of other people have played. And so the VOD itself is 55 minutes long.
Yeah, but I
Oh
had
my
one more
God.
game
Yeah.
after this. I don't.
Oh, another
remember what it
game.
was.
We got more riveting action from Risk.
I know. See,
Is this not the
gamer he
best
is.
Smash you guys have ever seen in your lives? Are you gonna
Honestly,
win
this takes me back to
Risk?
like when
I
I was
don't know.
like 5 years old
Do I-
and played
no.
Smash 64.
What does the chat think? Do I win
Good
this?
times. I remember Punisher in the earlier VOD that we were watching saying, "This is hurting my eyes" from the chat.
Yeah, Punisher's in chat saying
Hey.
this is hurting my eyes. Oh no,
That's
I
a
did.
dub.
Time.
I finally
a
used
W.
Dub.
his abilities at the end.
There you go. That
I'm
was
so
the
proud
first
of you.
time, and that's how you frightened them to go off the stage.
I wonder if the Nest knew how to recover.
From what I heard, Plazy, Plazy,
So Nest,
does not know how to play. He's apparently played like 3 games.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think
Okay,
it was
lasted long
actually-
for 3 games.
Was it Malcolm that I played?
Well,
so
anyway, I mean, it sounds like we should probably throw it to a bit of a break because looks like we're not going to be able to get our 7 o'clock match off the ground. So
Sadness.
come back at 7:20? Question mark.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how my food was.
Wonderful food update from VOD. Risk is going to rethink his Smash strategy. Everything coming back 7:20. We'll see you guys then.
I'll help you pick a main.
Welcome back, everyone, to the VESL Smash Ultimate Qualifiers. I am Vodable, and we got Seb here. We had a little bit of a longer break just to allow me to eat some food and have a good time. I'm reporting back that my food was delicious. I had salmon teriyaki. Haven't had the spring rolls yet, but those are for later. So either way, Seb, how are you doing today? I'm sure you're pretty hungry for some more Smash Ultimate content.
Yes, and I also just finished eating.
There we go. What'd you have?
I had a chicken burger with a piece of ham, cheese, and tomato made by my girlfriend. It was amazing.
Shout out to your girlfriend.
Yeah, shout outs to my girlfriend. She's amazing.
Well, we also have to shout out the players that are here today to perform for us. We have the Charlotte region coming back, this one with Twice Mice and Sycophantic, I think is how you pronounce that. I'll probably mistake that here and there. From Shelby High on the second end, and then the start from JT Williams for Twice Mice, facing off against each other in this matchup here. Took a little bit to get people into lobbies, but that's why we were having that extended break. And now we'll get back into the action as quickly as we can. Curious to see how the rest of the Charlotte region competition is. I mean, we saw 3 players, earlier from the Charlotte region: Punisher, Piplup, and Picamare. And now we get to see a Pokemon battle here with Mewtwo facing off against Pikachu. I like it.
Yeah, it's like the first Pokemon movie, kind of, sort of.
Yeah,
you know,
basically.
a little bit. But in this case, Mewtwo, very strong character. Pikachu, also a very strong character, both pretty high up in the tier list. It's interesting how they parallel each other. In this case, Mewtwo will get shoved off and not able to recover first.
Unfortunate to see it happen there, but happens to the best of them. Got to be careful about that recovery, especially when you are pressuring off the ledge like that. And the recovery from Mewtwo, not as strong as it is for Pikachu. They're going to be taking a second to recover, see if they can Kamehameha themselves to victory, or just go for the grab instead. And Mewtwo, pretty heavy character, do some decent damage, as you can see there. Twice Mice sent off the stage quickly here as well.
Yeah, Mewtwo, you want to be able to go for that charge shot immediately, very much like Samus or Donkey Kong in that way, where your whole goal is essentially to be able to charge your big move essentially with your neutral B and just fire it off as soon as you can, or even going off earlier like there and just build up some percentage. At this point though, Mewtwo severely low in percent, Pikachu doing a good job at zoning and trying to keep space, but also get the edge guards when possible.
Ooh, nice recovery there too from Sycophantic, doing everything possible. But
There's
that's a beautiful combo from Twice Mice, representing the Electric Mouse Pokemon as best they can. I'm liking the coordination we were seeing from them, but unfortunately the recovery didn't quite stick. It right past the ledge. It's hard to time that and directly place it properly depending on where you are and how much experience you have with the character. Even the best of them sometimes fall off the edge that time. But now, one-on-one with one stock apiece. Going to come down to this.
Yep, though, I mean, now that SC came through, this is looking a lot closer. A tilt from Mewtwo will come out as well as an up air, and now it's just a juggling and neutral game for these two right now. Pikachu trying to find an opening based off the neutral B projectile, still trying to find an opening, going to whiff the grab, though these dash attacks on shield are going to continue to hurt Mewtwo. Finally in a position to be able to actually execute right now. That is some good DI. Mewtwo going to try and finish it off, but not going to be able to get anything.
So close between these two. The pacing was there, but not the spacing for Sycophantic to get that away. Instead, it is going to be the electric shock from Twice Mice, getting that first game win out of the best of 3. Needs one more to have a positive run so far in this group stage. But what a great victory there from Twice Mice. I mean, also want to give a good shout out to Sycophantic, the way that they were performing at the end. I mean, 2 stocks against the odds. They weren't really having the best start. We saw them fall off the stage a couple of times. They grounded themselves, and that's where they seem to be the strongest. Unfortunately, couldn't get the win at the end. But we've seen this happen a couple of times. If you're down by 2 stocks and you're still able to come back, that means the next game might be yours if you can get that first stock.
Yeah, I really felt like Sycophantic was just kind of warming up a little bit. Like, obviously, there was the 2 flubs near the beginning with the SDs that very much felt like, yeah, okay, I'm just kind of getting in the swing of things. But the moment that Sycophantic was starting to get the spacing down, in particular against Pikachu, he was a lot more dangerous. Now we'll see Twice Mice. Now we'll see this second best of 3, and we're just going to have a neutral face-off right now.
Yeah, you know, just taking their time, making sure that they got the controls working. And now, once the time has ticked down, they are ready to start. Like to see the neutral air as well here from the Mewtwo, making sure that they can control some presence here on Kalos. Also like that they're facing off against each other in a Pokemon arena themselves, but Twice Mice, no on the recovery, can't get back there. We talked about it. First stock so crucial there for Sycophantic.
And Twice Mice, I'm wondering if he's as familiar with Pikachu as you think, because Twice Mice should know that Pikachu does have the second dash on the recovery. So essentially how it works is you'll up B, you'll into the left, right, and then you enter another one, full extension of that Pikachu recovery.
Maybe used to playing a different Pokemon character, and then they're like, okay, you know, I can do it this time. Know a bit of the combos here and there, and doing what's necessary for a potential victory. But Twice Mice trying to ledge guard as best they can. Wasn't really enough for them to send Sycophantic off the side. Heavy characters, high percentages, not really too much to worry about there, but they are going to send them up. Ceiling's pretty high on this stage specifically, so it's not going to be that easy for them to take them out.
Yeah. Mewtwo, though, spacing and basically just letting Pikachu do what he does and avoiding it very well, though Pikachu almost getting the edge guard. Mewtwo playing the recovery well. This should be a kill. Yes, it will. Pikachu able to tie at the stock.
Nice grab into the up. Now able to take them down a peg themselves, but looking at the percentage for the Pikachu is very squishy. Hit is all it's going to really take from this Mewtwo, and there's kind of a good follow-up, but still not enough. Talked about those high ceilings on this stage, and they're working overtime here for Twice Mice.
Yeah, the stage is surprisingly big, and I think in this way it might actually be harder for Mewtwo. Never mind. Able to get the S-Smash and easily take care of Pikachu.
Got to hurt if you are Twice Mice, especially with how close things came down to it at the end of that first game. And now they are down but not out just yet, but they know how hard it's been to fully take stocks from Sycophantic, especially when they're not having troubles off the stage like they were earlier. Got their wits about them, got things figured out, and Twice Mice doing decently with this percentage, but they got to be careful on those charge forwards because the patience we are witnessing from this Mewtwo is on another level.
I think what I'm seeing right now is typically Pikachu will also, I'm just unsure whether or not it's effective on the Mewtwo, but I know that there is the typical combo for Pikachu where you just trip essentially the opponent, you jab reset, and then you get a free F smash off of it. We haven't really seen it come from Pikachu, but it is a bit of a harder technique that requires a bit more time to master. But in this case, that is a beautiful follow-up off of the projectile, perfectly done from Twice Mice.
Gotta be careful though, the grab comes through, one good hit after that, it's all it's gonna take to send Twice Mice flying. And we've seen the recovery before, they haven't really been the greatest with it, and that is the, I think, third time now that we've seen them stumble off the stage because of it. So Alos working out pretty well for Sycophantic here.
Yeah, I think in that case, it might have been Twice Mice just realized that he didn't have his jump, which
that too,
honestly, that affects the best of people, that where you realize, oh man, I don't have a jump. I have to immediately go for my typical recovery, but it was too little too late. Sycophantic played that game fantastically. I think he spaced out perfectly, was able to shield properly, not dealing with the pressure that Pikachu was trying to apply, and basically just like, this isn't going to let it, this isn't going to get to me. I have my bread and butter with Mewtwo. I'm able to damage you effectively, just let you roll, and then I'll S-smash you. So it worked out.
The spacing was pretty perfect. I mean, we saw so many times that the Pikachu Twice Mice was going for so many grabs and chasing them to try and grab them, and they weren't falling for a single one. So just the game presence and sense of mind that we were seeing from Sycophantic is a great look from them for this region of, I think it is Charlotte that they are representing, that it is. So Twice Mice from JT Williams, Sycophantic from Shelby High. Shelby High are probably feeling pretty good after that one, especially on the comeback that we saw in that first game. And looking at this being a best of three, going to that third game, I feel like Sycophantic might have this unless Twice Mice can change things up.
I feel that, especially for Twice Mice, a lot of this will come down to patience, really. Like, Pikachu is a character that is very fast. It can be very rush downy, but it also requires a lot of patience so that you don't walk into a wall, right? Because of how squishy Pikachu can be. And that's why it's so important for you to not only be very quick, but to be very intelligent and very patient in how you're playing the game. So I believe Twice Mice, they're just going to take a little extra break, try and recoup a little bit. This is a best of three. This will determine further on.
Curious what the map is going to be too.
So now,
ooh. Got to do Final Destination on the third map here. Like to see it between these two, but the early grabs and the combinations that we were seeing from this Mewtwo, again, starting out strong like we saw, following up from that second game. And just the spacing that we were witnessing from them, oh, that was dangerous. They are able to teleport back onto the stage, but that could have been a tricky maneuver after a great start for Sycophantic.
Yeah, very tricky. The Mewtwo is going to be able to punish, go for the back throw, try the edge guards. Not going to get anything out of it. Twice Mice playing the recovery and will go right into Sycophantic's F smash.
Read them like a book at that point in time. Nothing that Twice Mice could really do to avoid that from how it's been going on. So crazy coordination from Sycophantic, outplaying Twice Mice so far. Twice Mice, even with the extra percentage, working out the best that they can to keep them off the stage and not even able to ledge guard them just because the tail able to come through the stage and smack Twice Mice up the head just a bit. But there's the combo we saw before. It worked out pretty well to get some percentage, but now we're seeing more confidence though from Sycophantic on playing off stage.
Yeah,
It didn't last too long though.
This will be a good one, and Mewtwo's recovery is one that is, not very easy to mess up, or sorry, not very hard to mess up in that case. So we will see Sycophantic trying to just camp out a little bit more. And I imagine just, honestly, Sycophantic has played this very patient, that he's just kind of running across the stage, waiting for Twice Mice to attack and try and just open himself up. It's why I think we saw that neutral start in the beginning. Maybe Twice Mice getting a little frustrated and trying to have to deal with a campier playstyle, but it's working out in Sycophantic's favor.
That it is in game 3, coming down to the wire between these two. I mean, Twice Mice, not much percentage, but if they could have followed that up, would have been perfect to try and take out this Mewtwo off the stage, but not enough with the electric shock as it's coming through. I like the patience too that we're seeing from this Mewtwo. Waited for them to land on the stage to just send them flying to tie. To make it even stronger of a lead for them.
Mewtwo's F tilt so deceptively strong. In that case, if you're Pikachu, just recover the ledge, just try it again, see and try and skill check the Mewtwo if you can to see if they can hit you, and then open them up. But in this case, now we're just going to be seeing trading blows for blows. Pikachu able to get a hit off, not going to be able to finish, trying to bait out for a dashback F smash and won't get anything.
Twice Mice getting dangerous in this percentage game too between these two characters. And Mewtwo even at 138%, not too much they've had to worry about. They've been dodging all these grabs so far, able to get one of their own and just rack up the percentage, send them flying off the stage too. So much confidence. There we go. Nice to see it for Twice Mice to do some extra damage.
Will see Twice Mice just trying to zone a bit more, but still on their last stock. Mewtwo is going to be put on his last stock. Sycophantic now maybe has a little bit to worry about. Gonna have to aggress a little bit more to try and wrap this up.
I like the uses of the projectiles here too for Twice Mice, just to try and zone them out too, space things a little bit better, but so quickly Sycophantic able to take advantage. They could have gotten the DI on that one, I felt, but they were not prepared for the move from Sycophantic, and what a comeback victory from them.
Yeah, this was such an adaptation of play from Sycophantic. It worked out so well in his favor. Beautiful, patient play. It's not the most fun to play against. Mewtwo is not a fun character to play against, but it's what wins at the end of the day. And in this case, yeah, very much Sycophantic played it well.
That they did. A great comeback at the beginning of the first game. Then afterwards, it was them the entire way. Even though we did see Twice Mice do what they could. Heavy character versus light character. The heavy character had so much more working for them in those high percentages. It just took so much more for the Pikachu to try and get a KO, and they weren't able to a couple times. Sycophantic was just dodging, bobbing, weaving so much throughout that game to make it difficult for Twice Mice to really do anything. But hey, we got to see our own Pokemon battle. No bets had to be made throughout that one either, but we do have our lovely co-hosts here, Charlie and Starship, on the other side of things. So, gentlemen, take it away.
Speaking of bets that always pay out, I'd like to talk about our sponsor, which is going to be Showmars Classic Southern Greek. Just kidding. We don't have sponsors like that. It's Star Lord. It's not Starship. But hey, we're gonna keep this pretty quick because we're gonna have our 7:40 matches real quick. Thanks. Real shout out to Showmars for the dinner tonight. Producer Zach, do we have another video to watch?
We do, however, or actually no, we have a short one. This one
Okay.
is we have two from ZP Gamer, ZP Gamer 12. Sorry, this one is a Geometry Dash video.
Excellent.
Yeah, this one we'll pull this up right now.
Just me and Yosh right now, checking it out.
Playing a little stereo madness.
Excellent.
I remember when I played this on my first ever smartphone, my track phone from I think it was Walmart. It was a piece of junk.
Gamer from the beginning, huh, producer Zach?
Yeah. Had a leap pad back when I was.
So this game is like a nice leap pad, not the leap pad. This is a timing game.
Yeah, so it's a rhythm-based game. Essentially, you tap to the beat, you try and not fail. Essentially,
It's like Flappy Bird.
yeah, it's in some senses it can be seen like Flappy Bird. There's some of the editing. Yeah, this is it's essentially you tap to the beat, you try not to lose progress because if you lose progress, you have to start all the way from the beginning.
I like some of these effects.
Yeah.
Slow mo. Was a little bit off beat. That's all right.
Yeah. This is bringing back some memories.
Oh, the quadruple.
Should see, right there. That would have been a fail, right there. Apparently not.
Well, you always use edits to paper over your boo-boos, right?
That's true. That's true. And there you have it.
Level complete. Very nice. Very nice. Basic, but what I love to see is people who aren't afraid to put their work out there, even as they're just playing around with some of the features of their software. Keep doing it. That's where you start, right? Like, listen, the first few things you do are going to be probably a little bit simpler. There's nothing wrong with that. Playing around with things, eventually you get more and more comfort. I mean, Zach, what we've done as far as streams, like the very first streams we did were extremely rudimentary. Now we're doing all sorts of things, and we have like 37 screens in this office. We used to just be like basically just like me and Zach for the Smash tournaments. It was just Zach and I back in the production room. So
Yep, just sitting there recording each match. Oh my god.
yeah,
I
that
remember
was
those
CMS Smash last year. Shout out to that. So we did see one CMS player, and I want to give a shout out to my boys at Shelby High. They were a school that joined a little bit later for VESL, but they've been really, really enthusiastic. They've got a bunch of Smash players in this tournament, and we just saw Sicko come up with a win, and that was a nicely balanced match. Twice Nice is a good player. I think he was the #1 player for JT Williams, which was one of the better schools in CMS. So that's a good win for the Shelby High player.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we've got a little bit of a lobby delay. Hey, we're in that middle hour. We're at the 7 to 8. Everything's a little bit wild. You got the 6 o'clock games ending. You got the 8 o'clock games about ready to go. And it looks like we'll have a couple of new players. Do we have our casters here? Do they have a little bit of a preview?
I can bring them in, yeah.
Hello,
All right.
hello.
There you
Hello.
are.
We do have casters. Wonderful guys. Well, who do we got coming up next?
That's an interesting question on these player names. I was wondering if you could help
wow.
us pronounce it. It's WKWLEKW. So I'm guessing it's like Quek or like Lek, maybe?
Maybe it's
Beats me.
or Clet. I don't know.
Cool. I don't know. If you're in chat, let us know. From CabTech. And then I think it's Tactic or Next Tactic on the other side from Barry.
Also known as Kai.
Also known as Kai. I'll write that down. But yes, those are our two players that we have coming up next, also from the Charlotte region. So Charlotte represent today from what we've been seeing. Unfortunately, we couldn't connect with the Greensboro matchup, but we have a Greensboro matchup after this. So
I really hope
esports
that
legends representation.
I really hope that from Click we get to see Dark Samus. I have a very
Ooh.
soft spot for Dark Samus. I used to main Dark Samus back when Smash first came out, and yeah, it's a fun character. Not as strong as I think you know, I'd like her to be, but she's pretty great.
I like just how Dark Samus like floats above the ground.
She's
like,
got
cool.
she's got that drip, you know. She's pretty you know, got that swagger.
I used to just mainly play like Ike because it's kind of like an easier sword character to go for. I like the heavy hitting like moves that you can do with them, but I was still never really good with Ike.
Bro, I can't even find Dark Samus on the tier list right now. Oh, that's bad.
Too dripped out.
Too dripped out, yeah.
I mean, most people probably put like Dark Samus with Samus is my guess, so that might be why. Like a lot of the Echo
Actually,
fighters, they do
no.
that.
I think to a lot of people, Dark Samus is, I believe, higher rate. Well, no, you're wrong. Or, I'm right. Or sorry, I'm wrong. Excuse me. Dark Samus and Samus are right next to each other, but they have very
Yep.
subtle differences, mainly in
They
like
do.
movement and like hitting power.
Yeah, and while we're waiting here, just for the viewers, you can see below us the scrolling ticker, which is the
Ooh.
latest and greatest in VESL technology here at VESL HQ. But that's where you can see, I mean, we've got 120 players playing tonight.
That's a
So
lot.
that, let me do the math. They each play 3 games. It's something like 300 plus smash battles that are going on. Tiny fraction of them are shown on stream. You can watch this stream. We've got VESL 2, which is also here on the YouTube channel. And then we have the quad box. So if you
Ooh.
really are a Smash fanatic and you want to watch, and you have, I should say, you know, flash warning, do not watch it if you are epileptic, but 4 Smash matches going on all at the same
A lot.
time with no, and then we make Risk try to cast all 4 at once. I'm just kidding. We don't actually
That'd
do
be
that,
fun.
but we play that. So all
We actually
yeah.
have our first match starting.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
All right,
All
let's
right.
get in there.
let's get in.
Let's go.
Okay,
Awesome.
it's going to be Peach versus Kirby. This was I'm just gonna say Kleck. Kleck's first pick, I believe, in or sorry. No, yeah, it was Kleck's. Their first pick was Peach. Their second character was Dark Samus. But in this case, I'm interested to see the level of Peach because Peach early game, one of the best characters in the game. Peach now, like solid mid tier.
Yeah, it really has evolved throughout usage. I'm trying to think, who was it? Wizrobe that like popularized Peach?
Wizrobe
recently?
back in the day, yeah.
Back in the day, yeah.
And certain players that shall not be named, but definitely,
Yes, indeed.
definitely, Peach had a very, very solid run early game. You know, one of my best friends, who is actually one of the best Street Fighter players in in
Ooh.
Canada, but also at the time was also one of the best Super Smash Bros. Melee players. Picked up Peach for a good period of time when she was top tier.
Always love to see it. Always love to see Kirby as well. Seeing what they could do. I mean, was able to take the ability from the Peach and now using their coveted, was it the down B that they used for that? No, the down B's a sword, so either way, take it away. Tied 2-2. Looking pretty decently, like evenly matched between these two players so far.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, it's interesting because you won't see a matchup like this too often when you have two like super floaty characters. In most scenarios, people would yawn and be like, floaty matchup, but that's a lot of Ultimate nowadays, so you kind of just got to deal with it.
That is how it goes. I mean, so many floaty matchups. People like those kind of characters, especially because like the recovery is really good. So regardless of what's going on and who you're facing off against, you really just do what is necessary to get the victory at the end of it.
We'll see Kirby trying to just get the recovery, but will be taken down pretty handedly from Kleck. The Peach, just good stage control right now, but Kirby finally able to get an S smash in, and that will be an up air, or excuse me, up B. Looking for the S smash, but no, Peach even. I can't tell if that was a teabag or not, if it was just trying to get through the platform.
It is what it is. Getting to the platform, doing that, showing your moves against the competition, whatever's necessary for the victory, to get in the heads of your opponents. I mean, taunting's always fun too.
I love taunting.
Sometimes using tilt controls. Nonetheless, Kai doing what they can to try and get some more percentage on to collect.
Nice.
Great reads with the turnips, and that's a big thing that Peach players can use to their advantage, especially if they get the grandfather turnip that does so much damage to your opponents. I always like using like the golf clubs and like the tennis rackets to hit my opponents whenever I've played Peach or Daisy.
I mean, I've always
There we
had
go.
the worst luck when it comes to getting stitches, in terms of getting hit by stitches. So, not the biggest Stitch fan, but listen, as long as you can keep Peach out, it might not matter because, man, she hits hard.
That she does. Through the platform with the crown, hitting them on the top. Nice to see there from Kleck getting that first game out of this best of 3. And based on the way that we've seen that first one go, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 2-0 in favor of Kleck. I mean, with the Peach, very confident in this matchup. Maybe if there's a player character change up for Kai, maybe things will work out a little bit better. It didn't seem as confident in that specific matchup from what we have witnessed in this one game.
Yeah, and honestly, when it comes down to Kleck, like it was very apparent that Kleck knew how to space properly with Peach, but also knew how to zone properly and maintain the center stage control. In Ultimate, you can argue whether or not people really have a good concept of center stage control, but you can already see Peach and Kirby, they're already fighting for that center stage and trying to just keep that neutral so that they have the advantageous position. Peach already rolling back, getting a better shot. And okay, I think Kirby just did not realize how far low she was.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Didn't really have the wherewithal to notice exactly when they were too far down to try and recover at that point in time. So they'll lose that first stock. Already down a game 2. They need to come back as quickly as they can. So some of the pacing here maybe need to be a little bit better for Kai, but what we're witnessing from Kleck is what you want to see from them when they have a stock advantage so far.
Yep, and Kai wanting to try and use the bread and butters a little bit more from Kirby, but Peach is just so floaty and having to deal with it. Still, you could see he's trying to get the read, but no, the counter will come through. Not going to be able to take out Peach entirely. So you can see Peach able to make her way back to the stage relatively easily.
Oh, no. Trying to go for the jabs and still wasn't really close enough for that, but there we go. Some more powerful moves behind it. Using the final cutter, the up B as much as they can to see if they could take down the competition. Also see the down B as well. I mean, that got them their first stock against them in the last game.
Oh,
and
man.
using the Toad against them. Oh my goodness, I did not expect that counter.
That counter can be so dangerous now that Kai has acquired the tools to be able to take some of Peach's kit. Though I can tell that at this point, Kleck is very much reading the down Bs from Kirby, able to put them in a position where it's like, you're not going to hit me with that again, dude.
We did see the side Bs too with the hammers coming out. Not really the best timing for it either, but ooh,
Nice.
It's going to send them flying hole in one after that hit.
Yeah, that's just frame data, ladies and gentlemen. That is just Peach being faster in almost every single way. So Kirby able to try and fight back. Kai doing everything he can to try and gain the abilities again, but still,
Ooh, okay.
Peach able with the recovery quite easily, not having too much of a hard time, just reading the air dodges, reading the approaches from Kirby like it's nothing.
I've played Kirby a couple times here and there, and I'm noticing some similarities with the way that Kai's playing. A little bit too over-reliance on the final cutter, the up B, just to like maybe get out of some scenarios and get down to the stage as best they can. Sometimes the stone's a little bit of a better move because it gets there faster, but also there's so much space against the way that Kleck is playing that you don't have to rely on that as much. You can just try and fall and then dodge a little bit in the air away from it too, and relying too much on these power moves is what we're seeing from tactics here, and we want to see a little bit more of that neutral zone.
Yeah, I kind of get it to a point because at this point, in a lot of ways, Kai's only zoning tool is it, but it won't matter. The golf club comes out. We got a hole in one for Kleck.
Yet again, what a great move from Kleck on Peach to take them down in stride. I mean, we talked about after seeing that first game in this best of 3 that it was likely going to be that kind of performance from Kleck. You saw them before in the way that they performed, and now we get to see it on at the main stage for the first stream here. And Kai, I mean, valiant effort from them too on the Kirby, doing what they can. Got to see a couple of different mechanics here and there. They just weren't able to really keep up with the pace that was set by Kleck, it felt like. So
Yeah, Kleck just very intelligent and very patient in terms of how they wanted to play. It was just, avoid the Kirby kit. You only really should be losing to Kirby generally if you're pretty much just walking into them, if you are falling for their baits, if you're not respecting their moveset. Kleck respected the moveset, respected the down B, respected the cutter, did everything they could to avoid it and be like, okay, now it's my turn. Here's a smack, you're gone.
And able to dodge here and there whenever they needed to get away from some of those more powerful moves like the hammer and everything else that we did see Tactics trying to do. So again, great matchup between those two, but again, we got to send it over to the couch with Charlie and Star-Lord. Give us your thoughts, gentlemen.
Yeah, thanks so much. And again, it's just me right now. Star-Lord had to go back to his cave to do whatever he does back there. But yeah, we've got producer Zach. Do we have any more videos to watch?
Yes, we do.
Okay, let's do it.
We have this last video. This one is also by ZKP Gamer, who we will actually be seeing, hopefully, in our next Smash match.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's good planning.
So this is a Fortnite best moments montage.
All right, let's see it. I like the text intro. Chapter 4.
So there's multiple of these. Or is this talking about chapter 4 as in the, like, because Fortnite also does call some, like, seasons chapters.
Yeah, could be it.
So I don't know if that's what it means, or if it means that this is the fourth video.
Nice skin. The lizard head skin.
There we go.
Although, yeah, you're right. That wasn't the cleanest kill I've ever seen. There's a lot of ammo wasted there, but hey.
You still got it. That's
It's helpful when your opponents just walk slowly towards you without taking any cover. That was good, coming around the corner there.
Shotgun in close quarters.
That seems to be a preferred strategy of this player.
Yep.
Wow, you can run, but you can't hide apparently. I like the dubstep music choice. Okay.
Getting some loot. No. Oh, wait. Maybe.
This better be
yeah,
some sort of
there you go.
ambush. Nice. Got him right as he came up the stairs. Good tracking there.
Oh, they had a victory crown too? That means they won a previous game. Okay. Oh, emote won it too. What a shame.
Try and shame.
They're waiting for someone else. Okay. Reload. Is this person not taking advantage of the reload? That person... I don't know what that person was doing.
Yeah, this guy over here is just... Listen, our player one here is getting away with emoting right in the middle
I
of...
know. Man is taking risks, but apparently he's paying off.
Yeah. You gotta do it for the content, man.
Yeah. I wonder if this is bringing back any memories from Audible when he was doing a Fortnite stream. It's certainly bringing back some for me.
You know, I thought our teams were actually pretty... At least the winning teams were pretty tactical.
Oh yeah. Though I will say he is playing no build, which we were playing build. And no build, while still very good, I will say he's not necessarily as tactical because you don't have the building strategy involved.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if I would have put that last one in the highlight film. I mean, it could take him about 17 shots. We do know he's not using an aimbot, so that's good.
Yeah. You know, it's at least something. Oh, okay. All right. Not bad, not bad. I'll take that one. If I'm not mistaken, I did look ahead a little bit. There is like 4, maybe. I think it's maybe a little more than 4 people that this is actually a compilation of. So it's not. I don't believe it's actually just ZKP Gamer.
And I know we've got our 8 o'clock lobby for some Smash.
It is ready.
Do we want to come back to this?
Yeah, we can come
Fortnite
back
later?
to this.
Okay.
All right.
Good work. Now we're gonna watch ZKP Gamer in Smash.
Yeah.
So there's some of their Fortnite activities. Boys, take it away.
I can't wait to see the montage that is made after this match, specifically from ZKP Gamer, as we like to say in Canada, Zed. And
Zed.
Esports Legends with a Z at the end of it, too, versus Fenris 1321 from Roxborough on the other side there from Greensboro. We're finally having some Greensboro representation on the mainstream here, Seb. It's going to be great.
It's gonna be sweet. I'm excited to see if we're gonna get ourselves a montage out of this match after we're done casting it. Maybe Maybe in the event, maybe we should do like an intro for this. Welcome to ZKP's montage.
Oh gosh, we need to get Stu in here, the actual PA announcer that's on the GH stream. Also, shout out to the VESL GH stream on the Twitch if you want to tune into that. Captain Etsuka and Stu, the announcer, over there with Reed in the background producing things for your viewing pleasure. So we have so much action happening. We also have that quadcast that's happening on YouTube as well. So definitely, if you want to see any action going on for Smash Ultimate tonight, those are the places to be for it. I think they're also going down in some of their last few matches here too. So a lot of great matches to happen between these two streams. We only have 2 more on this stream specifically, Sev. So ZKP Gamer 12 versus Fenris 132 or 13-21. And that man Kita versus JJ for real 14 for that second matchup. Durham School of Tech versus New Bern High. New Bern High, from what we've seen in the other competitions, doing pretty decently. They have had like multiple teams fielded. I mean, even in the Rocket League competition, I believe they had a couple of teams make it pretty decently far in those qualifiers. So curious how that player from New Bern is going to be doing as well in that second matchup after this one.
Yeah. I'm also excited for this match because it seems as though we're going to get a Incineroar on the server. And I also have a soft spot for Incineroar. I really enjoy play, not because I'm particularly great with him. I'd like to believe I'm half decent with him, but I do love his kit. It is so blissfully basic that it just works. And when it does work, he's like Captain Falcon, where you just style on people.
Love when people style with Captain Falcon. I mean, we've seen so much more popularity with Captain Falcon lately, just based on some of the deep runs that have been made in tournaments more recently. So love to see that. But Incineroar, always a fun character, using the wrestling moves, sending them to the ropes and just getting crazy combos and taking them down a peg. I'm curious to see how that's going to go. They're taking some time with the stage choices right now because they decide all of them at the start, and then we go through it as we do. So now we got to see what that first stage is going to be. And actually, we haven't really talked about the options that are out there for map selection this time. So starter stages, Battlefield, Final Destination, Pokemon Stadium 2, and Smashville. Some other stages too, Yoshi Story, Lilat, Kalos, Town and City. We haven't seen Town and City, I'm surprised. Northern Cave and Hollow Bastion.
Not even from yesterday, too. I have a feeling when we get deeper into the brackets where we're going to see best of 5s, we will probably see Town and City because it'll be forced at some point, and then by finals, we'll definitely see it. But I mean, honestly, we haven't even seen too many just counter picks in general as far as stages, which is kind of surprising.
That's true.
Because, except for maybe Punisher's match, we didn't really see too many different stages, and I think they're really important, especially when it comes to specific matchups. I know like definitely the Mewtwo matchup probably could have used some interesting picks, which we did see it go to FD, but still no. Okay, all right, so Fenris is going to go with Kazuya here, and ZKP is going to go with Mega Man. So this is a definitely a tier list matchup for sure.
Really haven't seen many good Mega Mans that are out there. I mean, I've played Mega Man a couple times when I was talking about, choosing random, and then you get Mega Man and be like, I don't really know how to play this character, just because some of the abilities that Mega Man have, great representation from the different games, but I just feel like they're hard to combo with.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure ever since Mega Man got nerfed, everyone is just kind of like, let's just leave Mega Man to die and just not do much with him. So Kazuya, though, on the other hand, hasn't really been touched too much, but that will be a stock for Fenris off of an unfortunate misplay from ZKP. Mega Man, still difficult to make work at this level, especially against the likes of Kazuya. He can very much just rush you down.
I mean, Kazuya is such a strong character, too, especially when they change their forms and everything as well. It gets so much more powerful as they go forward. And I always love, like, the laser eyes. Yeah, that right there, too. Just able to have so much range and coverage throughout the different stages that you're on. And pacing between these two players really benefiting Kazuya on this because he can go for some of those heavier hitters. And what's also interesting, too, is with these fighting game characters that are in Smash, you can actually use the fighting game combos to activate the moves, which is always fun.
Yeah, I played a decent amount of Tekken 7, and in this case, Kazuya very much plays similarly to his Tekken 7 counterpart, but Mega Man's starting to do some damage here, but now we potentially have double Kazuya here. That will be the command grab and another stock.
One more stock to go here to take game number 1 for Fenris, 13-21. Pretty solid for the most part. Using the Devil Blaster to get some extra zoning away from their opponent when they're trying to get back on the stage, but really just going for these heavy kicks to do some extra percentage on it to ZKP Gamer, and there's a good hit onto them. 30% from that one alone, and they're just trying to send them off the stage, and I like the grab and throw towards the other side, but it's still not enough to get that final stock.
Fenris's playstyle right now is kind of interesting because he's not, backdashing back and forth. He's not really just using too many fancy movements. It's very just, I'm going to run at you. I'm going to grab you. You are going to die. You are going to go off stage and I will win.
The confidence is what we like to see here from Fenris and how they are performing so far. And you see ZKP trying to go for those stops and waiting patiently for them to be baited out for the up airs, but it's still not enough to take them down. We do see the Devil Blast again, setting them off the side. Will they recover? No, they cannot. Got a stock at least for ZKP Gamer, but it was not enough for the victory in this first game. And based on what we saw in the last game and based on what we saw in this one, likely going to be another victory for Fenris unless something changes for this Mega Man player.
Yeah, the thing is, it's that Kazuya is playing very basic at the moment, where it's just, I'm just going to rush you down and I'm just going to throw my moves at you because my moves win, right? And they do a lot of damage. And I feel like we're not seeing Mega Man use the kit effectively to zone out properly and basically be like, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me, because he does have that toolkit to be able to just throw out projectiles and disrupt Kazuya's rush down. But at the moment, I feel like, unfortunately, the Mega Man is just letting Kazuya come in and really rush him down.
Unfortunately, they are doing just that, and Kazuya is always having a good time when you just run towards them and let them do their thing, and that's what we saw happen here. You don't need to pull out any special moves, really just stick with the basics sometimes, and that's all that's necessary for the victory in these kind of competitions, especially if you aren't facing off against like the former state champion like we saw in the other bracket with Picamare.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, still going to be another game, another stage, and another chance here for ZKB Gamer to try and bounce back themselves. I'm curious if they're going to stick with the Mega Man. I mean, as we talked about it, they got nerfed a while back, and a lot of people haven't really been representing Mega Man too well in Smash Bros. Since then.
Yeah, no, there was a few high incidents of Mega Man, but the moment that nerf came through, it was very much just, yeah, no, okay, we really can't make this work. Actually, I do have the tier list in front of me, and Mega Man is currently... well, he's A tier, okay? He's like low to mid A tier, so he's not the worst in the game, but there was a point where he pretty much could make an argument for S tier, at least lower S tier, next to the likes of like Joker and the like, but now it's a bit more difficult. You actually have to really train and practice and specifically study matchups against these top tiers, which makes Mega Man difficult. A lot of the top tiers just ruin him.
We also didn't really see many of the moves other than like the side B using the bomb specifically to stick to the Kazuya. I mean, the Leaf Shield's always really good to try and get some room so that you can advance forward towards your opponent and make some combos off of that too. We didn't see them using any of the other projectiles really much either, like the metal blades and everything else that they can use in their arsenal to try and just get some extra percentage on. So really, I feel like keeping away from this Kazuya, using some of those projectiles to your advantage and moving up to try and go for a grab afterwards with the Leaf Shield might be a better strategy here for ZKB Gamer in this next game. But either way, we'll see as things go down with this next stage. So taking their time for it, but yeah, that is a good point from chat too. According to the tier list, not really as good, but if you know how to play them, can be really punishing for Mega Man. That's very true. Like I was talking about, there's many ways that you can make it difficult for people to come at you when they have so much to work with as this Mega Man.
Yeah, I mean, the main characteristic of Mega Man is that he's very annoying. He's very annoying because of how much stuff he throws at you. The Leaf Shield, blades, even just his regular attack can just be very annoying to deal with because it's all mobile. It's very mobile. They can be either zoning tools or they can be approaching tools, and that's why he can be so effective against a lot of the cast. However, a lot of the cast nowadays can also do that and essentially either A, avoid it, B, hit so hard it might not matter. So we are going to go to Robin, which is taking zoning to the next level.
It is,
and
yes.
see if you can basically
Using
stop
magic.
Kazuya.
I'm curious. I haven't seen a Robin player in a while, so really a lot of it comes down to switching between the different weapons that you can use and charging those up as you go along and making sure that you don't run out of charge, because then you become basically useless a little bit. So as we were seeing happen here, though, Fenris looking so strong against them, and it's going to be interesting to see exactly what ZKP Gamer can do with this new character.
Yeah, and this is where a stage might be a bit difficult because you're essentially giving Kazuya a stage and a platform for him to just kind of float on over all of your projectiles. So it might have been very difficult for ZKB to actually do some work against this Kazuya here, because now Kazuya just has all the movement he needs.
That they do, and even using the wind magic to get themselves away. I'm liking the change-ups that we're seeing. I mean, more of a technical character, I guess you could say, based on how you're having to switch between these different items that you can use as Robin. But really, a lot of it's going to come down to how they can position themselves. You mentioned it with what we saw before, the pacing too, and how this platform is going to come into play with dodging those projectiles for Fenris.
Yeah, for sure. And we're not even seeing Robin be able to get too many chances to charge up, or even really kind of, he was able to get a stock, but that was kind of just on a roll and F smash off of Kazuya, so a simple trade. But in this case, we're going to see another, and that will be a stock for Fenris. One stock away from wrapping this up.
As you mentioned, one stock remains for Fenris to take the victory here. I did like the extra damage, though, that we saw from the Lightning Book coming out from this Robin right towards the end. They weren't able to get off the big move as they were hoping before they got the KO off of themselves, but still 66% to, well, it was 62, now 86. Now their chances are diminishing even more so, as one good hit is all it's going to take for Fenris to get the victory.
Yeah, it's not like Robin's survivability is that great, and so Kazuya will be able to get the down air, no problem. And this will be potentially the last hit. You can see the tracking, and Robin still barely managing to hold on. Maybe looking for one last hit. Kazuya, Fenris getting the command grab, looking for the last hit. He will. ZKB will get sent straight up, and that will be a 2-0.
Fenris with 2 in a row, but I did like the change up with the character. We talked about the stage select and how that was happening at the beginning. So even though you might try to go for counter picks and stages, it didn't work out in the favor there for ZKP Gamers. So they will fall this time, but the montage not going to be as stylish as they might have hoped it would be. But hey, they can take some good notes from this. I mean, we talked about the projectiles, the zoning, but I think the map is really what did them dirty at the second game out of that best of 3.
They can take stock in the in the 2-0 that they just received.
They can. Okay. Anyway, that's enough of us talking after that that joke there, Seb. So we got Charlie here. I think it's just Charlie this time. Of course, I'm going to say it's just Charlie, and there's going to be somebody else there. But Charlie, give us the news.
Just me. You nailed it that time there, Vaudible. So, you know, what I don't see enough on the montages, because we know the ZKP is a montage master. I want to see like the Rocky or the Mulan, like 0 to hero montage. So maybe that's what ZKP could use from that last match is I was down, you know, start at the bottom, you know, and then you do the training montage. I don't know how you train in just playing solo matches on Smash, just like again and again doing moves, and then the triumphant. Or maybe we should just go back to Fortnite. Maybe that's the specialty for ZKB. CKP. There you go. ZKP. Maybe we're just go Canadian on this. Oh, we're going right back where we picked up.
Yep.
The face-off. But in seriousness, I want to pitch that as like a new montage idea. It's like I want to see the whole narrative, you know? Not just you.
The
not
rise to stardom.
Yeah, exactly. The training montage.
I feel like this one could have been edited down a little bit.
Yeah, a little too much pre-play.
All right. Getting to close quarters now, pulling out the pump shotgun. Ooh.
Nice.
Not taken
Found
advantage of by the enemy, but oh, there's a second player. Maybe they're getting a third party. Oh, cut away. Interesting choice.
Well, maybe it didn't end so well.
Now they're third partying. All right.
Get him. Get him. got him.
There are some choices here for clips in this montage that are confusing to me.
Well, I think this is kind of your more modern montage.
Okay.
You know, where you're showing realism.
That's fair. No,
Yeah.
that's fair. I will say I am
This is the
definitely
grind.
spoiled by the just clip after clip montages that you see. So
Yeah,
this
those
makes sense.
are the people that are way too sweaty.
Yeah.
They're playing for like hours and hours, and that was good. And ZKP is just here telling us, hey, this is what it's like. You got to go get the loot. You gotta miss a few shots from time to time. I like it.
Maybe this is gonna be a more like a rise to hero kind of
Maybe.
thing. You're gonna see them hitting those 360s at the end of the clip.
Yeah, sometimes you accidentally fall backwards off the cliff. I mean, listen, that's what it would look like if I would play. So this is
You know?
encouraging.
Yeah.
I'd actually mostly just like hitting the hop button over and over again because that's the only button I know. So I'd be one of those players.
That's completely fair.
I would just run away from everybody and see how long I can survive.
That was I mean, to be fair, if you look at a bunch of people that play in like tournaments and stuff, that's basically all they do is
Yeah,
just
camping
run and
is,
hide. And
yeah,
camp.
listen, discretion is the better part of valor.
Ooh, okay, victory round. All right,
Nice,
we take
nice.
that. The bow. Okay. Ooh, now they're in build mode. Okay, we're watching a replay.
Now, do we know what our 820 match looks like?
Our 820 match. We currently have one player in the lobby.
Okay.
We're gonna get in the other one. Apparently, the other player, I believe, is still playing a match. So we are waiting for them to finish that up. Okay, camping it out. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Pulling out the assault rifle, looks like. Or is that? It's a shock. It's a shotgun. No. Wait, is that a grenade launcher? No, it's a rifle. Okay. They're shooting some kind of weird projectile.
What's that on the back there?
That is back bling. So it really means it's just cosmetic. It's kind of like Kermit is right now.
Yoshi, I would never call you cosmetic. You're my only friend.
Oh, another victory out. Okay.
So this guy gets W's. That's for sure.
You know, we like to see it.
We love having esports legends in general as part of our league. Shout out to esports legends. They're a homeschooling group that has played in some previous leagues. So although most of these are public schools, we're really glad to have them. And they're just really enthusiastic about the league, which I really appreciate. Good spirits all the way around. And that's what esports is about. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but having good attitude is really, really important. Oh my.
Gosh. Okay.
It's not always who
You
has the
know,
bigger gun,
It
Zach.
isn't. Yeah.
That was a very big gun.
I don't even know what that was. Was that a rocket? I don't even think it was a rocket.
Well, we're watching
What
it.
was that?
We're watching it over and over again here.
What was that? All right. Well, you know, I genuinely think what you were talking about came to life because they went from, you know, hitting some pretty, I would say, not necessarily average, but, you know, close to average clips. And then they hit us with some victory royales. Yep. See. All right.
And now
Oh, is
it's
this the skins? Okay. It's the skins that we're playing.
nice, nice.
All skins played by Zaga. All right. Is that also ZP Gamer?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will
Good
never
job.
say I will never say Zed, unfortunately.
Oh wait, I thought there was. There was like a what do they call that? A post credit scene.
Post-credit scene, yeah.
Nice, nice. I always like that. I respect that. Hey Zaga, good work. I like that. Maybe run with that montage idea. Generally, just love your spirit, man. And I would say, you know, maybe producer Zach, maybe cut the montage down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do like the kind of meditative ending. Like the music just kind of cut out and you just sing the victory scene and you're just like, hey, it's over. You know?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. You gotta get that nice, you know, the zen moment to kind of get that adrenaline high cleared for a bit, kind of rest on that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, okay. Well, producer Zach, excellent work as always. It's been great watching the videos from the Vessel Content Network.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready for some more Smash.
I believe actually we're slated for this next one. It says the next one's actually at 8:40. So
We don't have an 820 match?
we don't have an 8:20 match.
Oh.
I believe that is why we are waiting on the second player.
Well, that would check out because we are 18 minutes early. So it sounds like we need to take a break.
Yeah, we are going to go to break, everyone. We will be back momentarily.
Welcome back, everyone. We have Unknowingly Dumb versus Shears here. So we got a matchup that we were supposed to have earlier. Now we got the players here on the screen for you all to enjoy. Incineroar facing off against one of the sword and board characters we're used to seeing.
Oh, we got. Oh, okay. Can't grab.
Sorry.
You have no reason to be sorry, Seb.
It's just like, it's one of those characters that you look at it, you just get hyped, you know? It's just like, it's time to get hyped. Especially when you're going up against Roy, who is just such a swordy sword main anime loving, you know, character that you just can't help but love when an Incineroar just comes in and just throws him off the stage.
So I believe these aren't the players that you see on the screen right now on top. That is from that 820 match that we'll actually be doing after this matchup. This is instead that man, Kita, and JJ for real. So Kita, obviously the Incineroar, JJ for real, CJ on the other side with the Roy. So we'll get that updated as we can for you all that are watching at home. But Kita doing the best that they can with this Incineroar. I heard chat talking about Incineroar earlier, saying that they're the slowest character in the game.
I do not believe that, but you know what? That's fine. Slowest in terms of like maybe movement speed. Sure, I guess like his dashes could be slow. Oh,
wow!
Get absolutely red.
Kita doing everything right in this game, making sure that they could get those stocks down confidently and with style. See the dash towards the ledge. Yeah, that dash is very slow. Ooh, I like the bait out, though, from the Roy. I would like to see more edge guarding, though. We haven't seen much of that from them so far. I mean, there's a lot of options.
Really with
yeah,
it's
that's
hard.
true. That's true. But based on the way that Kita's been playing a couple times, just going for those dashes towards the ledge, I feel like there'd be ways to intercept that a little bit.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That's a flub. Oh, no.
Well, that's gotta hurt.
No. Come on. You can't do our boy Incineroar like that. You gotta.
Thanks.
You know what? I believe in the regain. Please don't switch off. Please do not switch off. For
Stay
the
on
love
Incineroar.
of God. Please stay on Incineroar just for the hype. Okay, we've been waiting a while. Now we need to see it in play. That we did get some good moments though.
We did, yeah, from both of the players. I mean, back and forth for the most part, and then at the end, it was the Incineroar's downfall because they were not high enough for their jump to get up towards the stage, unfortunately. Yep. So, fortunately, they go flying down instead.
Yep. Yeah, that is the main difficulty with Incineroar is like you're not ending things via edge guarding. You are just throwing them off. They are a wrestler for a reason. They are the definition of a just bread and butter grappling character, just like King, for example, in Tekken. That's what you will see. What is what you get, and that's why so many people I think find Incineroar so endearing is because he's so relatively basic in that if you get beat by an Incineroar, it's because you messed up and that you don't know how to play Incineroar. That's basically how it is.
Fair.
The Incineroar can be really good, but Incineroar will do what an Incineroar does, and that's all that he'll do.
We'll have to see what they can do on this one. I mean, they try to go for the up B to get the save on the ledge, just was barely missing it by a mark there at the end. I want to see more of throwing them into the ropes, apparently called the Alolan Whip, which is interesting. But, you know, a lot of different moves that they can use. There's also the B that they can just spin around like a tornado the entire time, and that's always a nuisance when you're trying to face off against Incineroar, and they just keep doing that against you. But
it could be a good
see what they can do.
To be honest. I've seen it. It's weird because some Incineroars will use it in a very different way where they'll almost use it as like an approach tool. But they'll also use it as just like a good get off me tool kind of thing, like out of shield or whatever.
Lariat.
Yeah, it could be kind of an interesting move for him. And it is surprisingly strong. I think it can do a lot of damage and it really catches a lot of people off guard. So in this case, yes.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
This is the matchup you wanted to see.
This is the hype match. Oh, what a good way for this. Let's do it.
Captain Falcon versus Incineroar. This is the action wrestling fight you wanted to see between luchadors, is what we are witnessing.
Yeah. Let's get ready to rumble. The Incineroar with the spike down, not able to follow it up, but the Falcon Kick will come through. The Lariat comes in, and it'll send him to the left.
Lolan whipping it to the left and the right just to send them away. Great look so far from Kita, but CJ also doing pretty well for themselves. JJ for real. Not enough, though, on
Back
that
throw.
attack, and they are going to back throw them, but some good DI from JJ to get that one back onto the stage.
I can't confirm this, but I believe that Incineroar's back throw might be one of the strongest in the game. And there we see the neutral B there, the spinorama, if you will. Able to just be a nice, I guess, recovery mix-up option. That will be a kill on Captain Falcon.
That's got to hurt as well for JJ. Looked pretty good
yeah.
earlier on in that last game for the Incineroar from what we were witnessing, but now the combos are coming out, just easily going for those up airs to send them away. But
no
as
jump.
I say that, no jump as you mentioned, and they couldn't recover with the up B, unfortunately.
Yeah. But we did get to see the very typical bread and butter combo for Incineroar, which is basically neutral air to down tilt to up air, up air, up air, essentially. That's how you're going to build a percentage until you go for the side B, or even if you can call out a counter here, as you can see Kita trying to do.
Great back throw as well. Seen a couple of those. You mentioned how powerful they were too. Trying to smash attack them again, but still not necessarily enough power behind that. They do use the up B to try and get back at them again. The Falcon Punch, not the greatest time.
Get
We
off,
haven't
get off,
really
get off.
seen a good Falcon Punch happen there either. So instead, they're going to be countered. Might have been better to go for a Falcon Kick to try and get back on the stage there for the Captain Falcon.
Yeah, probably the kick, or just trying to mix it up a
There we
little bit
go.
more, even going down.
0-0.
Incineroar doesn't have too
Stock
many
apiece.
options, but yeah, no, 0%, totally tied. I kind of want to see Incineroar go for the spike. Yeah, there
Oh,
we
tried.
go. We got a little peek of it. We'll see if he'll be able to get it by the end.
I'll try to counter there too, but a little bit too overzealous on that play. We do have the Falcon Kick coming out.
Oh my
Falcon
God.
Punch, dude, barely missing the timing too, or the spacing, excuse me. Up for the spike again, it does Incineroar. This is getting dangerous between these two. Good shield, but not enough.
I would have hit that.
Oh, there goes the back throw again.
All right,
Just
go for
waiting
it.
for those at this point.
Get it, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
gets it.
See, that's the thing, is that Incineroar's spike hitbox is like very particular. You got to really hit it straight on for it to get the spike. And against Falcon, because a lot of his movement is horizontal, it can be kind of difficult.
Trying to go for those up airs again. Another good grab, tossing him
Good
back
throw.
into the other way.
Oh, whoa,
Can't get the
what
spikes
was
here
that?
either.
Yeah, a little
recovery.
overzealous. Oh my gosh.
Trying to
Oh
spike
my
them on the
gosh!
stage. What? No, they are going to use the Lariat to send them away. I talked about baiting them in for that. And that's exactly what we saw happen there. That Mankita putting it through, making it go to a game 3. What a way to do it. Wow.
I love Incineroar. That was just
So
so,
fun.
so
Yeah.
dumb, but so awesome. They just
Darkest Lariat.
yeah, they're
That's
just
the move.
trading moves back and forth, and it was just like, okay, fine, get off me, and then boom, it's unexpected. Like that's what I love is Incineroar is so bad he's good sometimes. He's
Yeah.
just you don't know how hard he's gonna hit until he hits you, and then you're off stage and dead. So
I'm curious if we
love
go back to the Roy for the other opponent to JJ from what we were seeing. I mean, they look really confident on the Roy, and they switched over to Captain Falcon. Love the matchup, but it didn't seem like they were as comfortable.
No, you could tell. I mean, like, I think they wanted to also bring the hype, which is respectable.
I
But
always respect the hype.
You know, at the end of the day, you gotta
Yep, back to the
win,
Roy.
and we get to see the Roy.
Roy's our boy.
again. Roy's our boy. So in this case, I think that yeah, you can see Kita acknowledging the Roy switch. Totally fine. Roy is by all means the better character in this matchup because he just has so many tools. But the spike, we'll see if he can continue. One thing I would love to see the Incineroar use more is up tilt. Up tilts on Incineroar is such
Ooh,
a
nice
good
counter.
extender. We're gonna see the back throw. That will do it. You can
This is
no, it
insane.
won't.
100% already.
Yeah. Well, that's because his counter essentially builds up rage, which is so important
True,
for Incineroar.
true. Takes the energy from their opponents and converts it into their own, and still great DI that's coming out from this Roy.
Yeah, he's being able to really extend this life a lot, but a single back throw at this point could end up costing him the stock. Roy trying to approach with the fair and nair, and that will be potentially one. No, it'll go straight up. Not able to continue, but you can see the chase down on the Incineroar. Another one, but good DI once again.
I'm loving this DI that we're witnessing from JJ so many
There it is, get
times,
out
but
of here.
eventually it had to happen with the forward air that time, or the forward throw, excuse me, to send them off the stage and get that first stock. And I think it was what 160% at the end of it, doing the best that they can to get more and more against this Incineroar, and eventually one good spike is all it's going to take, or tip, excuse me, for this Roy on that player.
I think what we're seeing though from this Roy is it's relatively basic, but it's one that is relying more on Roy's skill set to carry him along rather than like the player itself, which sounds mean to say, and I don't mean it so much like that, but Roy has a lot of tools in his kit that can cause him to do a lot of damage, like jab to fair or something along those lines, using his tilts a lot more. But he's also just, a lot of his basic moves are just incredibly strong, and I think that is what JJ is relying on a bit more. Is just relying on the simple bread and butter for Roy.
Yeah, and like the up B is so powerful too. Whenever you're trying to get back on the stage, makes it so you don't really have to worry too much when you're going for those ledges. But now it kind of stuck on the platform for a sec. That would have been dangerous if we did have the combo coming out from Kita. Went for the neutral air. Nobody really in position there to really fall for that trap. So Kita doing all that they can to get some extra percentage. They're trying not to rush themselves, and that's so huge there too.
What a call out too. Recognizing the counter attempt and just immediately charging the F smash. So now we'll see a Incineroar start to cook, potentially holding that center stage with the Nair, not able to get the read. So the Roy will counter in kind with jabs, but you can see even he's trying to pull off at the moment. So forward throw puts him in a dangerous spot, potentially a spike, but no, Incineroar will be on the back foot.
Oh, the smash attack too from JJ just gave perfect positioning for the Alolan Whip for this Incineroar to send them off the stage, get some extra percent there too. But
oh no,
now look, I was about to say, oh no, buffering, Wi-Fi. 122% though. One good hit, I was about to say, is all it's going to take to send them off for a stock. But look at that percentage on CJ. There's so much that this Incineroar can work with to take them off the stage.
Spike.
It was 160 before. They're not going to go for the spike. They're not confident, especially against that Blazer.
But the thing is spike almost works better because worst case scenario, you trade, but you still get the kill.
True.
Best case scenario, you just spike because so much of Roy's recovery is coming from downwards, but this might be bad. Now he's put in a bad spot. Please, no.
How?
Kita, I need you. I need you for the sake of this. You got the
Nice
range.
counter,
You
what
got
the
the kill. No, the DI. You need to wrap it up.
Can't
Get the
spike it either.
spike.
166%. All it's going to take is one hit, one blow of the wind, a leaf to land on this Roy for them
Back
to get
throw!
knocked out. The grab comes out, the back throw as well, and there goes the KO. They tried to DI out of it, valiant effort, but it was not enough. Instead, it will be that man Kita with the Incineroar coming back after losing that first game by a stock to win the next two. What a stellar matchup. And we still have one more that's like on the way after this one, Sev. I know you're excited after that matchup.
This is hype. You know, yesterday I was popping off because we got to see so many K rolls, even though K roll is literally bottom tier. But Incineroar is just so cool because his moveset's just so hype. Incineroar
It really is
the modern Falcon. He just brings the hype. I don't care what anyone says.
Well, we do have our next matchup, I believe, getting ready to. It's between Unknowingly Dumb and Shears. Between Mallard Creek for Shears, and then Unknowingly Dumb is from Allegheny. So two other high schools facing off against each other. That was a match we were supposed to be doing earlier, but Unknowingly Dumb had another match that they were finishing up. So we got them in the lobby. We're getting this game going. I think they're picking their maps here and there, but that's going to be our final match of the day, 7. I'm really excited for that. But before that, I believe we do have more words from Charlie while we wait. So, Charlie, give us the gospel.
No, we don't. No, we
Maybe
don't.
not. Maybe we don't have Charlie.
Do not.
Never mind. We don't have Charlie.
We're
Okay.
going straight into it. We got our next match loaded up. And on the sheet, listen, on the sheet, because all these characters have to write down their characters. If we had our 820 matchup, it may be another Incineroar match. It might be, okay? Which would be really hype. I'm down. Listen. I love this character, and I prefer it to me, right? Because I've been playing this game since launch. Okay,
Indeed.
And I've seen so many iterations of where this meta has been going. I've seen from the beginning, right, when everyone was super experimental, to what it is now, where it's kind of lame. Everyone plays Steve or Game and Watch or something, and everyone just wants to zone a bunch and not have fun, right? There's that sweet spot where everyone was just playing really fun Wario, Joker, okay, Joker wasn't as fun, but Incineroar, like K. Rool, and like all these crazy characters that you wouldn't expect, but was trying to have as much fun and try and be cool. Okay. And I'm a melee player, so I understand cool.
King K. Rool is pretty cool,
King
but
K. Rool's
we
pretty
haven't seen
cool.
any of those today. And I was going to mention
'Cause
too when
he's
you were saying
bad.
that we saw a lot of K. Rools before. I think K. Rool was decent before, and it's also really easy to use against those who aren't as experienced at the game because
Oh, it's
they've
my noob
got
stopper.
like the invincibility frames
Yeah.
whenever they are getting back on the stage. They have like so many projectiles that they can use. They have the armor too, so it's just like so many different things that they can use against noobs, as you were mentioning the noob stomper, that people just don't know how to counter or play against. But if you do know how to, then K. Rool so heavy, it doesn't really have much that they can do once they are getting comboed.
Yeah, when I play this game more competitively and I practice with like a lot of like the better players in Ontario, I was really making people mad with my K. Rool. Not because like it's just they're like, guys, K. Rool is supposed to be a bad character. Why am I having such a hard time killing this K. Rool? And I'm like, I don't know, man. You just gotta get good. And then yeah, and then my buddy just smacked me around with Snake a bunch of times, and I'm like, I don't like this game anymore.
Man, Snake is such an annoying character to play against
You
too,
know how
because
many
like the grenades and
Yeah.
everything else that they're just like laying all over. Who's like that top Snake player that I can't remember the name of right now? That's like always deep, like almost top 8, sometimes like making it pretty deep runs too.
Yeah.
He's got like the long hair and everything. It's like wavy.
MVD.
MVD, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So MVD's he's one of them, but dude, we have so many snakes in Toronto. It's absurd. No one wants to play the game in
There's a
Toronto
lot of
unless
snakes in Canada.
yeah, just in general. Yeah, it's just there's so many snakes that come from Canada. It's legitimately absurd. And one of my friends, his name's Grape. He's a fantastic player. Is also a snake player, and he's kind of who I came up with like playing Ultimate. And man, it was such a pain to play this kid, like because he's so good. He's such a good player with Snake, but man,
Because you just gotta like position yourself so well and just be such a nuisance and just like nail down the opponent as best you can, using those grenades, using the mines, and then eventually the rocket launcher, and then
it's the best way I can describe it is if you're playing against Snake, especially a good one, you essentially are playing a maze that is Smash Ultimate, and you don't get to play the game. That is very much how it is. And unless like it's why the only counter has really been the likes of like Steve and some other characters that can really just like disrupt the geometry of the map in a way that just completely
just build around it.
Exactly. It just completely negates Snake's moveset to a point where it's like Nikita, not as effective. Grenades and C4 can be effective, but it requires a really, really good Snake. It's just, yeah. I wonder if later in the bracket we'll see more snakes for sure.
Maybe we'll see some snakes. Maybe they'll be on planes. Who knows? But either way, these players taking a little bit of time. I believe we do have another Incineroar though. Allegedly in the background we've heard. So that'd be fun to see if they can follow through with what Keto was able to showcase in that last game. I mean, using the lariat for almost the finishing move in one of those in the second game, and then we saw the back throw too for the finish in the third one. Just the style that we get to see from these players is top notch, and I can't wait to see once we get to the later stage of the competition where they're actually in the brackets where you had to face off against the top players in each of your regions, and then now it's the bracket stage, single elimination, moving on from there as the days go on.
Yeah, I know that there are so many top players that as they get further into the bracket, like things are going to start to get more and more serious. Like we're going to see it probably tomorrow, probably Thursday, and probably Friday, where like, you know, especially today, we haven't seen too many characters or too many players that just like, you know, are newer to the game, right? Like it's starting to get more serious. Yesterday we saw a bit more, but today we're starting to see some players that I think are going to prove a bit more of a challenge. I think Pigmara is obviously the big one. Yesterday we saw a really sick Sheik that was going on that I can't remember the name. I'm
excited to see that because Sheik is always like a fun player, like a fun character to watch with the way that people can perform with them.
I think his name was C Round, if I remember correctly. And yeah, it was very
Maybe
clear.
We'll see
like,
him around, you know. Oh, double Incineroar, let's go!
Let's go!
Both of you have 2 players here. One of them is unknowingly dumb. I'm assuming on the bottom left. everything else, and now we get to see Incineroar versus Incineroar. So it wasn't just one Incineroar that we were having. It was two.
Okay, now it looks like we have a
They are having a
DC,
disconnect, yeah.
potentially
They might need to
controller issue.
reset.
Okay,
I guess we will get a ruling on that.
because I don't think any damage is done, right?
No damage is done.
So
It could just be a controller disconnect. This happens.
controller or
especially,
Wi-Fi, yeah.
You know, modern kids don't know the GameCube days, so they don't know what it's like to have a wired controller, and they're using pro controllers or something. Well, you
I
know
mean,
what?
pro
You know, how about
controllers
this?
are
How about
nice.
this? Since we're here, and it might take a second, how about I unbox my
Ooh.
Japanese Smash Ultimate controller that I got
Oh, do it.
when I went to Japan, right? So if you want
I'm gonna laugh if as soon as you unbox it, it cuts to
see
game.
it, look at that, right? So this is a proper Japanese Smash Ultimate controller. Realistically, they're all from Japan because they have to import
Yeah.
them. But
But it's got the writing on the box.
but
That's
it's
what's important.
got the writing on the box, you know. It's got
Yeah.
the writing,
And you got it
on
in
the
Japan,
box.
so you can tell that it's
Bro,
like 100%
okay.
from there.
Want to know something crazy, right? Normal Smash controller, if you look up on Amazon.com right now, probably
expensive.
at least in Canada, I think it's like 80 or $90, right?
Yeah.
This thing was like $20 in Japan, Canadian.
Of course it is.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Canadian. It's insane, right? So
Nice.
yeah, you can just pull it
Gotta
out.
love it. Gotta love a freshly unboxed GameCube-esque controller. Because it, like, can you even call it a GameCube controller
It is.
if it's
yeah,
not?
I know
like,
it's a proper GameCube
I mean,
controller.
it technically is, but like it's past the GameCube era that they made it. So
Well,
it's like,
they
is
made
it
it
really a GameCube controller?
specifically, like, yes, it's Smash Ultimate branded, but it is made specifically for the GameCube. So we are back into it
Okay.
now. We have a reset lobby. It is going to be the Incineroar Ditto.
Oh, I love to see it. Different
Oh,
skins for
that was actually
Incineroar.
nasty.
Which one? I guess the Shears would be the shiny Incineroar, technically, in this matchup.
Is the
feel like
white
that's the
and red
easiest
the
way to say
shiny
it.
Incineroar?
I don't know. I know it's different than like the typical Incineroar, because I feel like the one that Unknowingly Dumb has is the traditional, or a little bit of different colors for both of them. But either way, black versus white that we have here, like we had in Pokemon, for the different styles of games that are out there. But nonetheless, the first stock taken by Unknowingly Dumb, who's pretty smart with the way that they
good
have been
read.
performing so far, but not really the smartest attack on the neutral zone there.
Yeah. So in the Incineroar, oh, wow, is that a taunt? In the Incineroar Ditto, especially in the Ditto, you obviously have to be very careful with the command grab and the counter specifically, because the counter can be pulled out. It can develop a lot of rage. It's basically just a rage contest and a grab contest. As you can see there, the back throw kills so early on Incineroar. The nice part is that you don't get too many, really insane edge guarding situations. So it's pretty much just a ground fight.
That's what we see happening here. I mean, another throw to the ropes for Shears that time. Got
Oh.
some good percentage onto Unknowingly Dumb. I like the combo too with the up airs that we were talking about before. Grab coming out from Dumb to get back onto the platform so that they wouldn't have to worry about any edge guarding that might be happening, but still. Some
Nice.
good Lariat coming out too, just to get some extra damage. We haven't really seen much of the counters to build up that rage though.
No, not too many, and I think you can see the command grab. Oh, a spike attempt as well. So that's one thing you have to be
the
careful
neutral
of.
air
and
into the
F tilt.
pit. Wow.
F tilt is actually very strong, surprisingly.
It was strong.
It's actually similar to Ridley's in a way, where it hits shockingly hard, and you don't really expect it.
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect them to fall so fast with the neutral air to get right behind them at the perfect time and just be like, "Hello,"
Yeah.
slapped in the face.
Anyway, here's the fresh conch. Okay, I'm
Ooh.
gonna be playing melee with this probably.
Nice.
And yeah, it is basically your usual, like,
Doesn't have the
Smash
thumbsticks all
controller.
chewed off and like falling apart and all that.
Oh, I have a couple controllers like that. But,
Yeah, everyone does.
you know, it's
In
not as
the good
fun.
old days.
They're very hard. They're very difficult to play with. I've gone through a couple sticks, and it never feels nice to play with.
No, not at all.
But some people like it as like a comfort pick, and I'm sure I
If
don't
they
know.
played with it for so long, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know how many pro controllers like degrade like that. But I'm sure at this point we've probably seen a few pro controllers just fall apart.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's always the crazy thing too, like, because we come from Rocket League as well, and like seeing pros who like go through controllers there, like even at events and stuff, they have to pick up a new controller, then they're like screwed because they haven't like broken it in or anything. So like fresh that they aren't quite used to like the delay and everything.
PS5 controller is broken on the trigger because like it just like doesn't really have a
I
spring
feel like
anymore.
the PS5 controllers like have broken much more often than the PS4 ones.
It
which is
really feels
unfortunate.
like it. Like
Yeah.
I've broken
Like the stick drift too.
I've broken a
nuts.
PS4 controller, but it's only because I smashed it,
Yeah.
not because I actually, broke it. The only time I've ever done anything to a broke is the stick was like falling apart because like it's just rubber, right? It's why I wish they would just reduce the prices of PS4 controllers.
They need to, yeah.
They
I don't
need
know
to.
why they
Like, it's
haven't.
ridiculous how it's still like $75.
It's crazy. I mean, the way that they add these prices. Luckily, like for those who were shopping, I mean, Cyber Monday was like a couple days ago, and then we did have
Yeah, I didn't
Black
think
Friday
about it.
before that too. But of course, like it's always fun when you have money during those events, but it's also good when you don't, so that you don't spend all your money.
Exactly. Yeah.
When all that stuff happens.
I only bought like a monitor and like that's it because I needed a new monitor because mine is falling apart. So that's pretty much what I spent my money on, and that's all I'm spending my money on. So we are underway with game 2 in the Incineroar Ditto. Unknowingly Dumb taking the first win here in this Incineroar Ditto.
Gotta see what they can do. If it is going to be Shears bouncing back and going to a game 3, or if it is going to be Unknowingly Dumb taking this one instead. Unknowingly Dumb, I mean, has been looking pretty solid so far with the way that they've been performing. They've been having some great ground, and the way that they've been able to maneuver around Shears, just with the positioning, has been a big improvement compared to these two.
I mean, so much of Incineroar, especially when it comes to like stage control, is like recovery mix-ups. Basically, because of the lack of recovery options from Incineroar himself is able to deal with a lot of the recovery options from Incineroar. Sorry, I know this is confusing, but he's able to deal with a lot of their own recovery options very easily and is able to, F smash up air like that very effectively on all of the recovery options from themselves. So it becomes kind of like a chess match just to figure out, okay, what are they going to do? How can I limit those options?
It seems like having no platforms here too is working out pretty well for Shears. So they're able to go for the Alolan Whip and send them aside when they get back on the stage, and then do whatever they need to get to the ledge too. So great maneuvers being put in by both these players. Dumb taking more time though, knowing that they were at such a high percent, going for the grab this time. The DI was pretty crucial there for Shears to stay alive with the stock. And if they can get another stock while they have such high percentage, they're going to be looking so good to take this game.
Yeah. I'm not seeing too much in shielding in general. Like the defense is just very much reliant on just outmaneuvering, outpacing, which is kind of strange because, I always thought that Incineroar had a very good Nair out of shield option. Like his neutral air just came out so quick, and it was almost as good as the likes of, say, Jigglypuff or Wario in that sense. Like it was just a lesser version. That's a beautiful read with the F smash, getting the stock, and now Shears has the upper hand.
Ooh, Shears in a bad spot too, though. Right off the stage, unfortunately, Dumb wasn't able to get the spike, so that would have been huge for them to get them off and tie things up as best as they could. Instead, still 83% for Shears, still having that stock advantage. Even though they're in a bad spot, they are able to get the counter for the extra rage and some extra damage onto Dumb. This could be all they need for them to get this one. They're looking just for one more up air, and that's all it's going to take. But Dumb, still plenty of chances. They go for the back throw. Almost enough, but they were too far towards the center of the stage to really get that. The Lariat even not proven to be enough.
Oh, there it is, though. Yeah, not much that Shears could do. Had to go for the up B straight down to Shears. On his last stock, Unknowingly Dumb, however. Potential comeback mechanic. Okay, down throw. Lariat, perfect. Continuing the extension. Not getting much off of it, however, still going for the command grab, building up percentage slowly. Shears has to be careful because he's going into every single one of his moves, but Shears is going to be able to tie things up in this series.
Go into a game 3 for our final match of the night between the Ditto of the Incineroar, and I think the stage played the biggest part in the difference between game 1 and game 2 here, because the way Shears didn't have to worry about Dumb being on top of the stage of the platforms, being able to stay up and away from Shears like we saw in the last game on Battlefield. This time on Final Destination worked out so much better because it's just a straight playing field. They're able to outmaneuver them better and hold on to the stage for the majority of that game. So game 2 fully won by Shears, even though it was kind of closer stock wise. And now we'll have to see what the map's going to be for the last game of the night for the group stage here.
Yeah, I think when it comes to this game 3, it's a ditto. They're both very similarly skilled, both in how they use Incineroar, and that's what makes it kind of a chess match. It oftentimes just comes down to which options do you favor. Are you getting your reads? Are you reading your opponent's recoveries as well? Dittos are very difficult for that reason. I know that, especially in my own experience, when I come to Dittos, I tend to really like them because I feel that every person who plays a particular character plays it in their own way, and that's what's so great about Smash, is because it's not like every Steve is going to be the same. It's not like every Fox is going to be the same, or every Falco is going to be the same. People play them differently, and you get to see which of those tendencies comes out on top in a Ditto fashion versus just like Falco or Fox versus the rest of the cast.
I'm just curious to see who's going to win this one at the end of it now, Seb. I mean, I have no idea because the way that both these players are playing spectacular with the Incineroar gameplay that we've seen so far. I mean, we've had our foot filling of Incineroar gameplay since that last series into this one. I mean, we had some Captain Falcon in there too. We had a sprinkle of everything that you could want at the end of a Smash Ultimate day, but you got to see who is going to end up as that ultimate victor. Will it be Unknowingly Dumb, or will it be Shears coming out on top for either Allegheny or Mallard Creek High School between those two players? And again, we don't know exactly if this is going to be like an elimination matchup, but this is just to make it onto the next stage. Either way, it's a great matchup between these two players to eventually see who comes out on top.
And I mean, really, if you are a Smash Ultimate fan, do you really want to see a broadcast be ended off versus like Sheik and Fox or something like that? Or like, I don't know,
I don't.
Rosalina and Peach or something. No. You want the two hypest characters in the cast duking it out to see who is the coolest. Not who's the best, who's the coolest. Because, of course, if you're the coolest, you win.
Well, we'll have to see who's the coolest once these players get into the lobby. Hopefully they know that, hey, that wasn't it. There's still one more game to play in this best of 3 as we wait for them patiently to join and get ready for it. But we've had a great day of action so far. We've had some good character representation across the board. I mean, we got to shout out the Sephiroth that we saw earlier from Picamare, the way that they were able to perform that time too. Punisher on the Ripley, Piplup, the way that they were playing pretty decently for themselves too. We've seen a Pikachu, we saw a Mewtwo as well. So we've had kind of, I don't think anyone except this last match has really, and the one before, has played the same character. It's all been different characters across the board until Incineroar.
Yeah. I think it's good to see that because I think a lot of people get jaded from the character list, especially like if you're like me who works in, or you who works in esports professionally, you kind of get used to seeing the same sort of characters,
the same top
over
characters,
and over at every top 8 from every major tournament. And it's cool to really see people's different takes on lower characters. Right, or even just different characters, and to me, that's what makes Smash fun. You don't have like 150 plus cast list without having a bit of fun with a bunch of just weird characters, you know?
That is true. Well, let's see who's going to come out on top this time. We do have Incineroar versus Incineroar, but a bit of a skin change there from Dumb. It's kind of hard to tell the difference, but the noses are different colors between these two.
Yep.
And orange versus red is the big thing color-wise. So for those who are kind of colorblind like me, good luck.
Yeah, I was just saying, well, but like a lot of the alternate skins for Incineroar kind of suck because they're just basically like, it keeps that gray middle interior, but it's just the outer colors that change, so all the mixing is weird. I personally go with purple Incineroar, but I understand, why people don't and stuff like that. The one thing I wish I did see a bit more between Incineroar Dittos, because in my opinion, they're just really cool. It's very common that if you get a Captain Falcon Ditto, that you begin things with the show me your moves. I wish we got that with Incineroar, to be honest. That was such a good parry. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Somehow able to get the spike to Dumb putting on the moves right now. Beautiful. That's all you got to say. I mean, again, going back to Battlefield, this is the map that worked out so well for Dumb in that first game, and we're seeing exactly why here, just with the way that they're able to position themselves, play as fast and loose as they want onto those platforms. The down B, or the up B, excuse me, again, working pretty good for them with the cross chop, but then the Alolan Whip looking really strong in the counter there too, just for some extra damage.
Yeah, now we're seeing esports starting to use the whip, like you mentioned, just to find their way back. That's a beautiful left tilt, or excuse me, F smash from Shears to tie things up. Still the 45% lead, but now we're seeing the ground game go to work. Lariats being exchanged, trying to find an opening. Relatively even game from both these two.
That it is. Beautiful work between both of them. Not much difference in percentage either between them, but now it's pretty much evened up. Shears getting tossed around, having to get back on the stage. And oh, dangerous positioning from Dumb. Got to be careful though, because there comes the neutral air. It'll be dangerous for them to recover. And Shears giving them some time. They, as you were mentioning before, know that there's not really too much you can do to ledge guard and Incineroar, but do have the back throw. Shears, worse percentage-wise, but still evened up in stocks. It's anybody's game still.
Yeah. You can go for the stomp in some cases, but it can just result in a trade. But I think, honestly, there's so much respect between these players that they're willing more to fight it out on the ground than it is to just go for some cheeky edge guard.
Beautiful look so far. Even with 130%, Shears just taking their time, trying not to overextend themselves, using the back throw too to get it evened up even more so in that percentage. Dangerous positioning for Shears again off the spike, and there goes the grab, the forward throw too. Even more damage. They're just taking their time from each other, but the up B cross chop, so much damage onto Dumb. It's just an even Stevens fight, but eventually one good hit is going to take it all.
I feel like we're not seeing enough forward airs from Unknowingly Dumb. Like right here, go down, go and get that forward air. Sure, you can just wait, you can go for a lariat or something along those lines, but at the end of the day, you're going to deal with it on the ground. So we have a tie game, last stock situation, best of 3. It all comes down to this stock.
It's all you would want to see too. Shears able to use that rage to their advantage with the counter. Almost saw the whip. The lariat comes out too, but it is going to slow things down. A great grab and a combo from Dumb. Only 3%, but not going to last too long. Another lariat from Shears. They are feeling the pressure, and I feel like a lot of times with these Incineroars, you see the lariats come out in odd spots when they aren't really expecting what is coming out from their opponents.
Yeah. Now we have to find a way to end this in a cool way. Please, just go for it. Just go for it. Just go for it. No, don't go for the F smash read. Just go for it. Back throw, whip. Will not do it. Brilliant DI from Unknowingly Dumb.
Oh, come on.
Last chance here. This potentially could do it, but no, the exchange
That's not
ends up
do it.
going in Unknowingly Dumb's way. 166%.
Just trying to grab him.
Still, Shears able to stay alive.
This is dangerous for Dumb because they know they don't want to overextend themselves. They're trying to get like a fancy move, but they could throw the game if they are taking too long. There we go. Eventually, the forward hit is going to be enough for them to get it chopped into the gut, and it will be Unknowingly Dumb winning the title as the best Incineroar, at least in this matchup.
Winning the title for best Incineroar. We should make that a thing. I'm gonna go ahead and get a wrestling belt from like somewhere, okay, from Dollarama.
Incineroar only tournament.
And we're gonna literally like track, okay, we're gonna track all the Incineroars in bracket, and whoever makes it furthest, we'll get the title, and we'll hold it up for them and be like, this is your title.
Do that, Lan. Yeah, that'll be the perfect time for
so
it.
good.
Like, do like a presenting the award for the belt and everything, and then they like raise it up.
And then like wrestling
Your best Incineroar
like,
is
Stone Cold.
Oh, they gotta like cosplay as Incineroar or something when they do that. Either way, though, great day of competition here for VESL for the Smash Ultimate qualifiers. Seb, any final thoughts from you before we send things away? We had a bit of a lengthy night tonight, but a great time nonetheless.
Yeah, I think we got a really good mix of just like hyper competitive matches, some of the best, favorites even for this tournament, as well as just some really fun matches. We got a good mix of experienced players versus lesser experienced players, some upsets, some fun characters to watch. I think we got a ton of variety, which I think is what we want to see from these group stage matches, but it also got really competitive, which is from here on out, it's only going to get more and more competitive as the stakes get bigger.
That it is. The stakes are rising as the competition does rise to the challenge as well. A couple more days to go. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You don't want to miss it here on VESL GG. Also, VESL GH on the secondary stream and on the YouTube for the quad stream. I've been Vaudible. We've had Seb here. We've also had Charlie and Star-Lord in the background alongside Risk, who showed us his epic gamer moves earlier on with that Smash Ultimate gameplay. But we'll see you tomorrow more Smash Ultimate action.